because I'd like, friendly fire's all fun and games until you actually just ruin someone's entire first 3 turns of the combat, and then you're like, oh well.
Okay, I was going to say hi because we're not live, but hi, Phil. You literally joined and started talking instantly when he like unmuted.
Yeah,
I think
that's how Phil do.
one of my favorite things is, when you catch the middle of someone's conversation, or like the middle to the end, and you've missed the whole start, so you just don't know what that person's talking about.
That's one of your favorite things.
When you're like walking down the street and you just hear the end of someone's conversation, and they're like, and then they just, and then they just fell over and broke all of the bones in their face and ended up in A&E for weeks, and you're like, what did they do?
And then eels just started coming out of the body. Ugh.
You got eels on the mind.
That has been burned into my brain. Oh, hey, guess what, Derek?
What?
I finished Baldur's Gate 2.
Oh yeah, okay.
It can be done, I'm just saying.
Hey Derek, did you finish Baldur's Gate 2?
I've finished Baldur's Gate, yes, I've done that. I'm an accomplished gamer. I'll have you guys know, I finished Baldur's Gate.
Oh god.
I've done that. 3 games in the last week. So there.
Oh wow.
Yep.
How did that happen?
I did, actually, more than that, because we did Lamplight City, finished that on stream last week, and then I finished the Complex several times, actually, like 3 times I finished that game, which counts.
Okay.
And then I finished Hellblade off stream as well.
Okay,
oh
cool.
boy.
So,
Off stream doesn't
like
count.
the end of Hellblade?
Very cool. It was really good. It was such a... I don't think I like scary games anymore. I just like to chill with games, and like the whole point of a scary game, I guess, is it keeps you on edge the whole time. So, but that aside, like the story was great. Yeah, visuals were amazing, and the ending was really, really cool, very provocative.
I will say, scary games I feel like do best if they give you those moments to breathe. Like Amnesia. You have those rooms where you know you're safe.
Yeah.
And I feel like that does it better than keeping you on edge the whole time, because then it's not special. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I feel like you need those moments to like just breathe in, like relax, and
like,
then there's going to,
we're okay.
And then
All right,
you're
now
like,
we have to go do the scary stuff again, but just give me a moment by this creepy baby fountain that's puking up water. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And the thing is, you can then like, you get this like pressure. You're like, oh, I'm gonna have to go outside again. Oh boy.
Yep.
Is it Resident Evil 3, like the original, where you can be in the safe room and the nemesis can actually like just kick the door off the safe room?
I think it is Resident Evil.
I don't
3,
know.
yeah.
I've never played any of those.
Well, it was like the first 2 Resident Evils, because this is like when you get to those moments where you're like, I'm safe. Oh, I can like just I can now I can pause the game and just actually go and do some life things. Like I think Resident Evil 3 was the first game that I ever played where it was like, you're being chased by this monster all the time.
Oof.
And then you get to the safe room and you're like, oh, first safe room, I'm totally fine, no big issue. I can just go and chill. I don't even need to pause it. And then you come back and the door's being kicked in and your head's being ripped off and you're like, what?
Yeah. I think that's something that they actually changed in the remake, or so I heard, that like the behavior for Nemesis is no longer, dynamic. It's just like scripted. Everything is just...
Why would they do that?
It's really weird. Like, just why? That was like probably the best thing that game had. That was like unique about that game, right?
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Like, why would they? I mean, I guess if they had to remake everything, it's probably easier.
Yeah.
But that's disappointing.
It's very action shootery as well. Like I think a lot of the reason that the old ones were scary is because when you panic, you forget the controls. I felt like that was the scariest thing about it. Even the first Resident Evil, like the very first corridor, I think it was 1 or 2 dogs would jump through the window, and I would just shit myself and forget the controls and just die to the dogs, and I'd be like, wow. Like, if that was any other game, I would have just pulled my sword out, killed them both, and continued to run through the mansion, killing everything. But you've got to just be calm, like, all the time. Pretty cool.
That's like me in any game where I have to use a gun. It's like, oh shoot, things are coming at me. Ah! Just spray and pray.
Yeah.
Unless I'm sniping, then I'm okay. But if things are coming at me, I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I can kill
Interesting
you.
enough, like I'm
safe.
the other way around, where I just can't hit shit when I'm like sniping, but then I like give me a shotgun and I'm fine.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, shotguns are very good for spraying and praying, though.
That's true. That's true.
I'm talking about like if I have a pistol and things are coming at me, I'm just like, oh shit, I don't know that. And I'm just like missing the entire time.
Right. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna actually have to grab something to drink.
No worries. I've ordered pizza. This is the first time I like. The queues outside are getting scary now because there's like a 45-minute queue to get into the local supermarket around the corner.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like everyone's standing 6 foot apart from each other. You know, the queue went from like the outside of the shop all the way down the street to the bus stop that I normally get the bus to work from. And I was like, that is a long queue. My brother just said to me, do you want to come to the shop and get some beer? And I was like, I don't really want to go outside because diseases.
That's
and
totally
also I've got to play D&D like right now. And I know that he's not going to be back for a good 15 minutes now because he left half an hour ago. So
we have enforced limiting the number of people in shops, and I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go out, I'm gonna get supplies for a month, and then before that happens, and then I won't have to worry about it for a while.
Yeah. I mean, people are doing that now when there's this 45-minute queue thing, so people are waiting for 45 minutes, actually getting into the shop and then going, right, I'm going to have to buy as many things as I need to not have to do this again. I was only going in, I think it was yesterday morning. I just wanted a few things because I wanted to make some like chili, and I just wanted some non-perishables that I could just eat kind of whenever. And I ended up standing outside the shop, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get probably twice as much as I was gonna get because I wasn't gonna panic buy, and now I'm like, I don't want to be in a queue again. It's not even like it's scary. People are wearing masks and stuff. It's like I don't want to be in that queue for half an hour just to get like one thing.
I think it's different between like there's a difference between panic buying and stocking up so you don't have to do it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I think stocking up so that you don't have to do it again is fine, but then I think it's worrying that the queues, like I say, my experience, I was in the queue and I was like, I only want these like 5 or 6 things, but then I just ended up going, well, actually what I'm going to do is get like 15 to 20 things because I don't want to be in a queue again. Like the increased amount of people waiting, probably getting frustrated, is going to make someone do something stupid, and I don't want that. So I'll just get the things that I'll get as many things as I think I need, still not be a bit like greedy about it and stuff. Still no toilet roll.
Oh really? It's still out of stock?
Yeah, no toilet roll, no pasta. Like honestly, I don't eat spaghetti. I am like so confused as to why people are buying so much spaghetti. Like I would be sick of spaghetti.
It's stocking up with non-perishable.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
the
a big
panic
part of
buying.
it.
It's panic buying.
I think
part of it
probably
is...
most people are just like, well, I don't want to, like you were saying, I don't want to queue in shops, so I need to buy stuff that will last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it helps you, whatever you call it, quarantine, self-isolate yourself if you don't have to go shopping as much.
True. I feel like all the spaghetti going missing all at once is a little bit of panic buying.
Yeah.
I feel like people are buying
the same thing.
I feel like it'd be different if everyone just got one box or whatever, but I feel like there's people who are getting like 5 because they're panicking.
Yeah. Do you know what I got?
I'm surprised that it's still out of stock.
Yeah.
Like we had here, there was a big everything was sold out, like pasta, loo roll, all of that stuff, flour for some reason. But yeah, that was like the initial shock, and then like a week later, it's been fine since then.
Yeah, it's just I think it's people. It's the news over here. The news is like fear mongering. Like it's just constant. It's constant. Like, oh well, it's not that bad. Probably that many people aren't going to be sick, and then everyone's dying. Like the swing in the news is so drastic. It's just causing everyone to panic. I think
that would be like terrifying to just live in a country that did that, where it was like just, oh no, it's fine, and then like, boom, just.
Hey, welcome to my country. We're doing that.
Yeah, I know.
It's the worst.
I am actually glad that, like, where I live hasn't done that too much. Like, we had straight up like, okay, so this is happening. Yeah, we have no idea how this is going to be going. So we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, like I found that the best news channel when I was in Australia was the Russian news channel, because they had experts on that. I was like, this is a bit dodgy, because they've done this interview in like a back alley, and this guy is clearly never going to be seen anywhere other than in Russia for the rest of his life now. And it was like experts just telling it how it was, and it was really kind of like, it was interesting. How much truth there was to what they were saying, I don't know, because I thought the news was funny, but it felt very factual, and it felt like it was some expert who's being kind of let off the leash and just allowed to say what their view of what is happening is. It was nice, and it was quite eye-opening, because I feel like the media anyway is just very convoluted, and they're trying to sell news. It's not trying to inform the masses. It's trying to make a sale, make a profit from people
totally.
watching TV.
It's all about those ratings. It's getting that ad revenue.
So I don't know. I reckon it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. We're all gonna be good.
I mean, most of us are doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So I'm less worried about us, but I'm worried about how long it's going to take for everybody else to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Stay indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's fragile at the moment. Like I'm seeing a lot of people like out in groups, and I heard a scooter gang drive past my window earlier.
And you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Like I'm not struggling too much because I'm a very indoorsy person a lot of the time anyway, but if it's like 3 weeks a month and it just like feels like you're the only person in town that's still bothering to do this, and like, I don't know, there's a lot of activity in the streets, it seems like, at the moment. I think people are going to get bored quite soon.
Yeah, I mean, I walked up the street to walk the dog yesterday afternoon, and it might have been, I can't remember what day it was, it doesn't matter anymore, but everybody in my street was out in the front gardens, because it was the first sunny day of the year pretty much, and everyone's out in the front gardens. How you doing? And I was just like, get in the house. Like, what are you doing? Get back in the house. Like, you don't need
front gardens. Is this a place where people have back gardens as well? Or do they just have the front? So what are they doing in the front ones then? Like, you have a choice of gardens, even if you're deciding to go outside. You have a choice of one, like, very
I
private.
think they probably wanted to socialize.
Yeah. They're like,
I mean, here's the thing, Derek. We're massive introverts, so we don't get it. But some people do need social contact with other people.
Let me tell you, you don't fucking get it. We need this shit.
Yeah. I was saying to my mate the other day, I literally don't care. I can walk around in total silence. The only time I open my mouth when I'm in the house on my own is to say, "Hello, Baba," to the dog.
I'm surprised actually, Phil. I would have put you in the extrovert camp if I had to guess.
I'm a extroverted introvert, so I like, when I do socialize, I do the massively extroverted thing, and then once I've done my socializing, I'm just like KO for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds like you're an introvert for sure.
There's a term for that. I can't remember it.
Because an extrovert versus introvert doesn't mean how much time you enjoy spending around people. It's whether or not being around people is emotionally draining or if it's emotionally energizing. That's the big distinction.
Yeah. I find I enjoy being around people and I enjoy social interaction and stuff like that, but it drains me completely. Like, it absolutely cripples me. So I end up just having to spend like 2 weeks just on my own in total silence. I know that sounds like the polar opposite of the kind of person I am, but that's my personality.
I am kind of the same way. I will say, like, I probably don't. I mean, I like being around people and I like doing group stuff, but there's a reason why I have to limit the number of role-playing game groups I'm in. because otherwise it would just be too much, and I would be dead and not want to talk to anybody or do anything else.
Yeah, I would be
Oh,
playing
is that
like
the
4 or 5
reason? Wow. I
Yeah.
never even thought about that.
Yeah, it's totally because I emotionally can't handle it. It's too exhausting. Otherwise, I'd be playing these games all the time in my free time. Like, okay, I'm done streaming. Let's play some D&D or whatever.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yep.
Yeah, like same. I was playing a game yesterday, and I woke up and I was just like, I don't want to play it, and then I got into it and I was like, oh, well, that was good fun, but then I was just wrecked afterwards and had to go to bed. So it's yeah, draining. But I like, I'm kind of looking forward to when it's all over, because the first time in a while I was like, I want to go for a drink with my friends that live up the street that I haven't seen for probably about 4 months before quarantine. I was like, I just want to go for a drink. I just want to get a burger. I just want to kind of like,
That sounds really good to me, actually.
yeah.
Burger, beer garden, pint, sunshine.
Yeah, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I haven't drank for 3 months, and I was sitting in my bedroom, and I was like, I want a bottle of wine and a packet of cigarettes. I was like, nothing's brought it on. Nothing's triggered it. I was just sitting there, had a bottle of water, and I was like, yeah, I could deal with a bottle of wine and a pack of tabs. Tabs is what we call cigarettes in Newcastle. Sorry.
I've never heard that one before. Packet of tabs.
Yeah, when you get a tab ends, like the end of a cigarette on the floor. I think we only use it in Newcastle.
Are we not getting a jelly today?
I was about to ask the same thing. Like,
Maybe
anyone
not.
heard anything?
Not sure. Nope.
Okay, well.
Well, then I guess we're not doing her send off today.
Yeah. Well, I'll shuffle stuff around and we'll see how it goes.
All right.
Okay.
Should we dive in then? Shall I do a recap?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, let's see what the dice have to say. Snow, if you wouldn't mind.
Last time on Tomb of Annihilation.
The battle for Wormheart Mine continued, the group storming on and cutting their way through wave after wave of kobolds until the crucial moment came. Ava drove her greatsword down the inside of Vass's oversized half-plate armor, impaling the wretched, fire-spitting, dirt-throwing, kidnapping creature as Grimy stood just a few feet away. After spending a moment trying to process the fact that the deed was done, Grimy admitting that her vengeance didn't feel quite like she expected it would, the group decided to venture deeper into the mine in case there were more kobolds below. There was some kind of lizard below, but not the squishy type the group had been expecting. They soon found themselves face to face with a red dragon named Cinderlore. In the words of an old human wizard monk multiclass with the hermit background, the negotiations were short. As Cinderlore grew furious at Ava's attempt to escape without coming down to pay proper respects, as befits a being so wondrous, the dragon attacked, nearly roasting Ava and Niramor alive. On learning from Ava that this was a red dragon, Varys urged the group to flee immediately, which they started to do, with the exception of Gramy, who had a moment of madness or a moment of inspiration and dropped down into the heart of the red dragon's lair and began sneaking around looking for treasure and trying to distract the dragon long enough to help her companions escape. Gramy grabbed a particularly strong-looking battle axe just before the dragon took up pursuit in a fit of rage, allowing a crucial window of time for Ava to run and for Niramor to ride back up the mine on the back of Varys in spider form. Gramy then had another utterly inspired or utterly mad idea. She started tossing bottles of poison down the throat of the dragon with the casual air of someone doing their recycling at the bottle bank, undeterred by the enormous deadly beast standing right before her. In the end, the dragon shook off the poison and roasted Gramy alive with a huge stream of flaming breath from point-blank range, as Ava, Niramor, and Spider Varys watched on from several hundred feet above. Ava with a look of horror on her face as she grappled with guilt and feelings of responsibility which echoed tragic events from her military past. So leaving the singed tiefling smoking, Cinderlore then flew up to the rest of the group and demanded offerings and supplication, threatening to roast the rest of them alive just like it had Gramy. Niramor and Varys pleaded for their lives and made offerings of gold, massaging the already supersized ego of the great scaled beast, begging so convincingly that they even managed to convince it to allow them to take Grammy and leave. Cinderlaw reluctantly agreed, remarking that it had never enjoyed the flavor of tieflings anyway. Something about it tasting too abyssal. And so it is that we rejoin the group, gathering themselves and trying to recover at the entrance of the mine, somehow alive but still feeling burning heat, each of them unable to discern if the heat they feel is real or due to the screaming nerve endings of their scorched skin, or due to their memories of the fiery fate that was so nearly theirs. Let's do character recaps. Let's start with Varys.
Hello, I am Phil, and I'm playing Varys Varandia, grovel master extraordinaire. You need someone groveling to? It's me. I do it.
Yeah. Next up, Grammy.
Hi, I'm the roasted tiefling, apparently. Yeah, I'm playing Grammy, who is a tiefling rogue, a physician of the party.
And last but I can never say this. Last, but by no means least, I should just say other words that I can actually say.
Or just say it slower.
Next, Ava.
Hey, I am Astini. I am playing Ava. I am our Tempest cleric, and apparently something from my past has reminded me. These events have reminded me of my past, and not in a good way.
So we pick up just after those harrowing events.
What about Nira?
Yes, Niramore is our guest player character. She is a fallen ASMR vengeance paladin. So
Normally
we
played by Jelly, but she's not here today.
we pick up at the entrance of the mine. There's a couple of nice, very secure-looking buildings. What do you guys do?
What do you mean by nice, secure-looking buildings?
Just pretty good buildings, doors on them, good shelter.
Can I do like an insight check on the DM?
I was thinking the same thing, Snow.
And yeah, it's around mid-evening now.
I'm feeling a little railroaded here.
Yeah, there's a rail there, just there actually. You could hop in that cart and whiz back on down to pick up some treasure.
Is my character sheet feeling all right? It's like everything's a million times size. Hello?
Everything looks normal to me.
Oh, it's because everything was
I
at
mean,
120%. My bad.
There you
I
go.
literally cannot open my character sheet because it prompts me to log in again.
It's
sorry
because you
you're
died
having-
last week, but we saved you. That's why.
No, Roll20 is just having some issues, so we'll just have to roll with it.
What? Insight check.
I mean, as a
It's fine.
joke.
It's fine. These buildings are fine.
Well, we're all almost dead. We need a place to rest. Being this close to a dragon does not make me comfortable, but I think Ava would still like poke her head into this building and see if it seems safe. If nothing else, we should try at least a short rest if we're going to want to press on.
So in that building, you see box text. This building, although I think it's probably not relevant anymore. This building, because it's probably for the way in, I guess. This building is made from closely fitted stones and has a tile roof but no windows. Portions of the wall are crumbling where tree roots are pushing the stones apart. Gouges and scars show where someone tried to hack through the heavy door with axes but gave up after making little headway. Oh, so actually, you need to. The door is closed.
Oh, it's sealed. Okay. Can I just try to like athletics it open?
You could, yeah.
All right, heavy boot to the door. Let's see what happens. 8.
Yeah. So your shin hurts a little bit from being jarred against this door, and it like gives a little bit and then just holds firm.
Perhaps we should press on. I don't want to be that close to this dragon.
I'll have a look for somewhere for us to sleep. Just in the woods a little further out. Will I do a survival check to have a wee wander and have a look and see if there's anywhere safe to bed down?
Yeah, so you want to.
This looks fine.
Yeah. So how far would you venture away from the mine?
Probably just far enough so that we couldn't see it anymore, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So like 20 minutes, half an hour's walking away.
Something like.
Okay. Yeah. So you can find somewhere that seems. I think essentially you choose somewhere that looks safe, but it's just not very comfortable. So actually,
Yeah.
like the biome of this area is much less forested. You're kind of out of the jungle at the moment. You're in
Yeah.
this region which is mostly volcanic rock on the ground, and it's not old volcanic rock. Like it's fairly some parts are like still fresh. You see like these huge like bubble marks in some of the rock. And because of that, like a lot of the vegetation, what there is like regularly scorched, burned away. So yeah, I think you can find somewhere that has shelter, but it's just uncomfortable. It's not like putting bedrolls down on soft jungle ground. It's like sleeping on rock, and maybe you're not used to that yet. So yeah, you can make camp, and everyone can try to rest. If you can all make a Constitution saving throw, please.
My D20's broken, thanks. keep just rolling 11.
Wowzers. So Niramor and Ava, you can yeah, it's uninterrupted this evening, but it's just
Hooray.
like tossing and turning on a stone floor essentially without much padding. So Graemy and Varys, you take a level of exhaustion, but you get long rest benefits.
Sweet.
Niramor and Ava, it's you manage. You're made of tougher stuff.
I'm used to this.
Yeah. So spell slots. Niramor gets back. Ba-ding.
If she used any of her lay on hands stuff, that goes back to.
Okay. No exhaustion. Cool. What's the inspiration status at the moment, by the way? Let's see.
I don't have any.
Everybody should have inspiration.
Oh, also during our long rest, could I take some time to check out the ring, the potion, and the scroll that I picked up?
Oh yeah, totally. Okay, so the ring is a ring of swimming.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh hey, Jelly.
Jelly!
Hey, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We
Hey,
only just
Jelly.
started.
I had to do router resets and all sorts, so
It's alright,
I'm on my
alright.
way.
I'm glad you made it.
So actually, I'm going to retcon a little bit. Let's say that you found somewhere. Let's say that you busted. Let's retcon. You busted into this building.
Okay.
And you
Maybe it
rested
just
there.
took me longer than we like because I rolled the 8. Maybe it just took me a long time, like a couple of attempts before I could get it open.
Yeah. So you get an uninterrupted rest, and that means no exhaustion for Graemy or Varys.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Jelly, I just refreshed everything on your character sheet, so you got a long rest. You should have inspiration and everything back.
Awesome, thank you. I can't get onto Roll20 now.
It's alright, don't worry.
We'll get it figured out. It's all
I'm
good.
sorry.
It's not your fault. Roll20's having issues today.
Oh, okay. It's not just me then.
Kelsa said try clearing your cache if you're having issues logging in.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Dirk made that con save like real well. Do we just
That was
wake up
very
and
good.
find Dirk just sitting on a box in the Hello?
Oh, hey guys.
Hello there.
I'm like Q from Star Trek. I just sort of like snap in and out of reality.
Oh my gosh, I just
like-
realized that Q is the Star Trek universe's GM insert PC.
Yep. Yeah, because he's impossibly evil, and then sometimes just is in like a silly mood and like is trolling. He just goes between trolling and unintelligible evil. Sounds
DM
about
Varus.
right. Okay, so you get your rest and morning heading out.
I'm
through the
still
mine.
identifying stuff.
Oh yeah, sorry. So you
So I have a ring of swimming.
you have a ring of swimming. What's the distribution of the stuff? Who has what? I guess Grammy, are you
So-
I
identifying?
gave her a bandolier of potions, but I picked up a potion off of
Yeah,
I-
so Grammy has the 5 ones. So the one you have, Ava, is a potion of greater healing.
Okay, cool.
Who has the spell scroll?
I also have that.
So that is a scroll of Lehman's tiny hut.
Oh, nice.
I love that spell.
Yeah, man. Be great if we had a wizard here.
Grammy, you, I believe, have a battle axe and a potion.
Yes,
a
I have
pouch of
Vass's
potion.
robe of potions and a fancy
So-
battle axe.
The battle axe is a battle axe +1.
Oh, that's so good.
And the potions, there were 2 potions of fire breathing
Ooh.
Okay, hold
and
on.
3 potions of fire resistance. Varus, you perhaps noticed that the fire breathing potions are the same color as the empty potion bottles that you found in the little cavern next to Vass.
So they weren't fire-breathing kobolds. Freeze frame theme tune.
I'm gonna put the ring of swimming on.
Okay, sure. So you attune to it.
May as well.
What does it do? Something to do with swimming, breathing, maybe holding breath.
I would assume it gives me a swim speed.
What is it? Ring
Ring
of.
of swimsuit. Whatever armor you're wearing, it immediately looks just like a bikini.
Yo.
Okay. You know what? I can rock that.
Yeah,
you have
get
a swimming speed of 40 feet while wearing the ring. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
god. How awesome would that just oh my god.
I mean, you know what? I don't know if it exists in 5e, but in 3.5, you could get what was it called? It's like a special type of armor that was glamored to look like whatever you wanted it to be.
So you could literally have like
A
the
chainmail bikini, yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of those, like common magic items are just like they don't really have any function mechanically. They're just for cool stuff. Like what's it called? The ring of cloak billowing or something, or the cloak of billowing.
Best
you can use a
magic
bonus action
item.
to-
Fight me.
That's the it's the ring of 3.5. Go roleplay your item.
I think it was heroic breastplate. Heroic breastplate looks similar to a breastplate, but it seems less protective. But it's actually more protective. It was
Oh my
something
God.
like that.
Oh my god, perfect. All right.
Okay, so a very restful night's rest. Morning happens. Heading out into the volcanic rock valley of Lost Honor.
Right. I think like in the morning I will just go to Nira and just hold out the axe to you, just with it on my 2 hands and just well, like I grab this. I think you're probably going to be well better at using it than I am.
She just looks like wide-eyed at the axe and is like, "Oh my god, thank you. I will make good use of this."
All right.
It's beautiful workmanship. I think without needing to make a roll to examine it, like it's clear to an axe enthusiast that it's dwarven forgery. Yeah, it maybe has some like enchantment to it as well. It's a beautiful piece of work. So Jelly, you can, if you click on the eye icon, the eye letter, the compendium, in the top right, you can just search in there for battle axe, and then if you find a battle axe +1, you can just drag it onto your character sheet.
Battle axe +1.
So it just gives you a +1 to all of your attack rolls and your damage rolls.
And also
can-
anything that's resistant to non-magical weapons, you overcome that.
Drag it onto my character sheet. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Awesome.
And then I think you can choose whether to equip it. You can unequip your battle axe normally. So just
I
so
think
that
it'll just show up in her attacks and spellcasting,
Yeah, it
Yeah,
shows
there you
up
go.
on the list. Yeah.
Alex plus
and then
1,
she'll just click the +1/1 from now on.
D8 plus 4. Okay, so you just let me know if you want to two-hand it. But yeah, awesome. So
Okay.
that's the one you can use now.
Cool.
All right. So heading out of the mine in the morning? Question mark. Leading question.
Yeah.
Not heading back down. Not feeling feisty.
No.
Round 2.
No, I mean, now that we're all healed up, we could maybe murder that dragon and get our money back, but let's just not.
You got the moral
Maybe-
victory.
Maybe like we see like, you know, just Grammy because she got burned so badly with like a little patch of like blue on her arm and just like bandaging it up. Just
I feel like you've also covered me in bandages because I also almost got burned to death.
yeah. So
So I
you're
feel
just
like Grammy and I are both just covered in like salve and bandages.
totally, we're just mummies.
What type of bandages does Grammy use? Odd question, but I was just wondering. I was just picturing like plaster bandages with like smiley faces on them or something. I don't know. It just seemed a bit Grammy.
I think she doesn't care that much about how they look. So it's probably
I
just
figured that-
pieces of like Varys's clothing at this point.
So they're black.
Perfect.
I'm like, and then like, you know, because I still have some like regular white bandages, I'm just like using some of that and some of that.
So you're all slowly dressing more and more like Varys. The more
Apparently.
we-
But except for Varys is dressing less and less like himself. Soon he's gonna be in a loincloth.
So yes, you venture out. Like there's a long once you leave this building in the morning, there's a long upward passage going out of the mine. I'm picturing it maybe looking a little different to how the map does there. That you go past this building and then there's still like mine tunnel for quite a while, like I don't know, half a mile or quarter of a mile or something like that as a distance that you've got to walk out. So you're walking up this kind of rocky surface, up a slight incline, and as you're approaching, like the sky is like this bright white, and then as you get towards the entrance, you feel like the mist that's covering the outside today. That's the weather. So there's like this kind of it's hard to see beyond maybe I don't know 50 or 60 feet because of this heavy mist. And you feel the moisture. It's like, well, fairly cool and pleasant. And as you head out, you come into this region, which you've been through this area once before. Again, it's this like volcanic rock on the ground. There's a few little like craggy small peaks, like 20, 30 feet, maybe 15 feet across, just like they look almost like stalagmites of this volcanic rock. It's quite a like rocky, hilly area with a few of these outcrops, and there's one area that's like a rock bridge, which, as you come out, is just to the right, maybe 30 feet to the right of you. So it's like this bridge of rock that goes between two rocky mounds. But you can walk underneath it. It's like 10, 15 feet in the air. And as you walk out, you notice just before this thing starts speaking, this person starts speaking. If I can drag and drop. Oh my god, why is Roll20 so difficult sometimes?
What do you mean sometimes?
I mean, it was fine last week.
wrong map.
Also, I figured out how to do it It's how to have like a character sheet on another screen despite it not working normally. I literally have a second browser open now.
Oh, that would do it.
So you see, standing on top of this rocky bridge, it's just like 10, 15 feet away, a hellish sight. It's a person in something that looks like it used to be armor, like kind of light leather armor at one point in time, but it's like rotten, it's torn, it's like falling away from their body, and underneath you see like, well, a mixture of like rotten flesh and in some cases bone. And protruding from this armor is a head which has certainly seen better days. So there's like patches where there's still some flesh, but the flesh is like grey and half rotten. On top of their head, so on the scalp, there's like some chunks which are this rotten flesh that is still bearing like this wiry black hair. But there are some parts where there's no flesh anymore at all, and you're just seeing skull. Their cheeks are pretty much gone, so you can see like the jaw muscles inside again, like half rotten. And as they start to speak, like you see these jaw muscles in action. It's a grotesque sight. And this person, it holds its hands out like sides, to the sides in like a welcoming kind of gesture. One hand is gloved, one hand is like a mixture of rotten fingers, and there's a couple of just like bones, fingers that are just bones. And yeah, this creature / person says, well, Niramore Bloodgazer. As I breathe anyway.
I think she would just stop still and just be aghast at what she sees before her, because she kind of recognizes him, but isn't quite sure.
Yeah.
He looks a lot different from he did the last time she saw him.
Exactly. So it / he notices your hesitation, but notices like a faint look of like wondering if you're recognizing on your face, faint partial recognition on your face, and yeah, you see again the like the exposed jaw muscles working as what's left of an upper lip, like there's only half an upper lip left, curls into this horrifying grin, revealing like rotten teeth. One of them is black, and there's this kind of raspy laugh like I thought perhaps you wouldn't recognize me at all. Come on, don't you have anything to say to your old commander?
What happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You caused me a lot of trouble, you know. You may notice I look a little different than the last time we spoke. I've you to thank for that. You put ideas in their head. We had a good operation going. Could have been 1 month, 6 weeks. We could have pushed the undead back, made some progress. You had your other ideas. There's always weak people in any military organization, weak links that can't stick it out long enough.
I was no weak link.
Well,
you had no idea what you were doing.
I just needed patience. A little longer, he would have had him.
I would like to put a potion of fire breathing into Niramore's hand while this is going on.
Yeah, totally.
I love that, like, wordlessly just set that in her hand.
So I think that the group, well, maybe you might. So you haven't met this person before, the rest of the group, but I think that actually Niramore told you about her old commander at the Order of the Gauntlet. She told you like that she'd had this inept commander that was risking everybody's lives, and she had to flee with a couple of others that didn't make it. I think she told you all of that. She told you
Yeah.
about this guy called Niles Breakbone. And yeah, Niramore and us, as non-corporeal floating viewing entities that we are, we recognize, I think maybe there's some like distinctive helmet that he has or something. We recognize that.
Okay.
So we know without doubt that that is who this person at least used to be. And so we see Grammy shove a potion into Niramore's hand, and then he continues, you had to go and make a run for it. You put ideas in their heads. It's like one of those parlor games. One goes and then the rest start to go. That's why I tried to keep so much discipline in my camp. But you made a run for it. You saved your own skin. And you cost me mine.
I take a step forward at that because he's talking about a lot of shit that I don't agree with. And I don't have a weapon in my hand. I have my shield out. I just point at him and I say, when people follow orders blindly, they will embrace any kind of tyranny.
You want to talk about tyranny? We were trying to free this jungle from the tyranny of the undead, from Rassen Sea's hordes. These things take sacrifices, I was the only man willing to make them. She certainly.
It seems like you've sacrificed quite a lot for Razen Sea.
Aye, you're right about that. I sacrificed everything I had. Sacrificed the very flesh from my bones. Those that still had loyalty to me. Well, the night of the mutiny, had to drag my carcass out of that camp. Risked their own necks to do it. And, well, we had to make a new allegiance. I'm needed around here, Otherwise, these things will take over.
Needed for what?
Leadership, damn it! If I'm gone, the Order of the Gauntlet and Schult will be no more. I can tell you that. It's already started. And he turns his skeletal, semi-rotten flesh face back to Niramore and points like a bony, exposed bone finger at you. And says, you think those that ran after you left, those that stuck the knife in my back, you think those that they're still there in that camp, fighting the undead? They ran, Fled. Half of them probably dead, died to dinosaurs. Half of them probably stabbed each other in the back the first chance they got.
I never meant for that to happen. I left because you were not treating people how they should have been treated. You were awful at everything. You may be great on the battlefield, but your organization of the camp was leading to people dying. It was leading to, you were using people, you were making people, you were throwing people in cages. I didn't agree with it, so I left. People came with me because they agreed with me.
He just sort of, well, it's less of a grin and more of a snarl, and I think he lets out some kind of rattling, sounds partly like a death rattle and partly like a growl. And I guess he intended it to look like a grin, but it's a really sinister look on his face. And he doesn't break eye socket contact with you, but he walks like vertically down the side of this hill until he's like standing on the ground. So he, at one point, he is like walking like horizontal to the ground. He's got his like, his feet in his like rotten boots. Horizontal, he's just walking vertically down the rock surface, and then like stands just a few feet away from you with still this like grimace on his face. And he says, you were always weak, I could see it the first time I laid eyes on you. You didn't have what it took.
I'm not the weak one.
I just look, I glance back at Niramore when she says that, and I look back at Niles and I say, if all of your, I can't think of military words, soldiers, I'll just go soldiers. If you believe all of your soldiers to be dead from whether infighting or dinosaurs or the rare undead one might find near your camp that we came across, I don't think they would have survived Razency at all, and you are to blame for that.
Well, we can stand here all day and point fingers. And he looks down at his finger. Look, his index finger. He's got a couple of rotted flesh fingers. He looks down at his bone finger, and he looks like almost like it surprises him for a moment, like he's not quite used to this yet. And he then that distracts him for a moment, and he looks back up at you again, and is like, "I didn't come here to argue morals with you. I made this deal so that I could have my vengeance, Niramore Bloodgazer, and I mean to have it now." And he screams and looks around him, and Grammy crits on her perception check. So after you were handing the potion off, maybe you were scouting out the area. Now you don't have line of sight of any of Niles's companions, but I think maybe you see some dust tracks, some tracks in the dust over here heading northwards. Some here also heading northwards. Maybe you also hear the creak of a bowstring or a creak of a bow being bent and an arrow being notched up in this direction. So you maybe jump into what does this look like as you detect some shit's about to go down?
I look back at Varys and just hiss and say, "There," and point 3 directions while I do this. "They're hiding." And then I just instantly start just running to pretty much this way.
Oh, hold on. So, well, you it's initiative time.
Yeah, of course, but that's the intention pretty much.
That's your intention. Cool. Okay, so Grammy nudges Varys, and the group of you having fought together a bit, you can tell when one of you is on edge and is getting into battle stance, your battle animations. So yeah, let's do the initiative thing. So click your tokens first.
Sorry, I didn't click the token before I did it.
That's all right, no worries. I know
Every time I forget.
The funny thing is, when I did it, I had my token clicked, but Roll20 was like, no, you don't.
I've got a few initiative rolls to make.
I was gonna say,
I see that, yeah.
Forget which ones I've done. I think that's the last one. Cool. All right. So, Varys, you're very quick off the mark. Hold on, just let me double check that I've got everybody on there. I need to do no more. Ava, do you now have multitasking? Can't talk and do things at the same time. Do you have any of your Skelly boys with you?
No, because I didn't have any spell slots to regain control over them, so I put them down last night.
Okay.
And I don't cast that at the beginning of the day. I wait till the end of the day to cast it if I have remaining spell slots.
Okay, cool.
So nope.
So Niles is there. You are there. You are there. You are there. You're there. You're there.
Oh dang, Niles got a good initiative.
Yeah. Varys, Ava, Grammy, no more. Okay, cool.
I
Varys, your
like the
turn.
name of Sister Sass. Sias.
Yeah.
Did Grammy point out archers to me?
I would, if there are archers that I notice, then I would just point that first, right? And just say archers over there.
I I think you can. Yeah, very very quickly. You can say that because that's where you heard a bow being drawn,
Okay.
but you haven't seen. I think you probably don't have line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I want to make a 50-foot circle of
Okay.
wind, but I want to go
Okay.
through him.
Okay. Yeah.
So
just
I want to like, I'll draw my sword and wind wall, and just I like slash in a circle, and it just makes a 50-foot circle, but he's on the edge, so it hits him. So
yeah. So where do you want it to go?
from him around us.
What?
Okay.
So 50-foot circle will be 25-foot diameter. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
What?
I don't think that's right.
Radius or diameter? Like, what are we talking about?
Depend. What when you say
Radius,
50-foot
that's what I
circle?
Give
What
us
does
the
that
text of
mean?
the spell.
I didn't mean to say diameter. I meant to say radius.
All right. Thank you.
Can you copy the?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Thank you.
It's just annoying that it doesn't do it sometimes. I mean, it's quite.
Okay,
alright
so
that
it's
it
a
doesn't.
circumference. That it's a 50-foot circumference.
Ah,
Yeah.
So how many squares is 50 feet? That's how
50
many squares
feet
you need.
would be, yeah.
1, 2, 3,
10.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
So
I don't think
you can draw it, Phil. Of choose where you want it to go.
I want it basically to go around us and the edge hit him.
I don't think you can reach, depending on how far around us you mean.
20.
I'm sure
You
it'll be
can-
like.
So you could do that and then have it come back a bit. How long is that? 10, 20,
That's 40.
35. You got another. Was it 40?
So yeah, you could do something like this.
This is
Yeah.
40.
It's 40. You don't. Okay, so you got another 10 left if that's what you wanted to do.
Well, I wanted it to look like a storm with us in the middle of it.
Yeah, but you don't have the range to do that.
I just want to make a 50-foot circle. How do I
Okay.
I don't know what the maths is to make it a circle.
It's easiest if you draw it, Phil. As you so the third icon on the top left, and then go
Yeah.
polygon line, and then left click drops it, like dropping points on it, and then right click ends it.
Okay, so I think you'd have to do this. Like it would be about that size. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, that's even too long still.
Yep. You get
That's,
2.5.
that's close enough though. Like, oh, you deleted it.
I did.
I was going to say we can just use that and then put him on the edge, because that's essentially, I guess, what you want it. Or you can. The other way you could do it, Phil, is just take a draw regular. I think you can
There.
do circles, like something like that.
You
Something
can.
like
It's
that.
just that it would have to be like this because of the text of the spell. It's a 50-foot. It's 50 feet long, so it's not a
Yeah.
radius or diameter. It's a circumference.
Yeah.
So it either have to be.
That's close
this-
enough for me to not feel like it's too big, and like
Yeah.
drawing it more accurately is a hassle. So you can do something like that if you want it to end up on him. I think the issue is the length of it is not quite long enough for what you're wanting to do with it.
I mean, they can move into it.
Yeah,
The
you can
idea-
run in. You can run into the middle. Yeah,
The idea is
and then cast it.
that there are archers, and I want to hit him with the edge of the spell
Yeah.
and protect us from arrows. Because
Okay.
arrows can't.
Okay, so you run in, and when the wall appears, each one within. Okay, so strength save and throw for Mr. Breakbone. Doo-doo. Gets an 18.
Okay, so what's the blurb?
So 3d8.
Half
and
as
then
much
he'll
on a save.
take half. Yeah.
Half of 15.
Okay, so he takes 7.
And it was bludgeoning damage as well, just in case that affects anything.
Yes. Yeah. So I think actually what happens is the wind, like his clothing, like billows in the wind a bit, but you see, like I'm picturing this going clockwise. You see some of it like go through his body and come out the other side, and you see like this kind of smoky slightly tinged with darkness, like wind coming out of the other side of him. So some of it just goes straight through and doesn't do as much damage as you'd expect.
Nice.
So 15.
It is
7.
magical as well, though. But it's magical.
Oh, it's magical
damage. Yeah, it's
magical
magic damage,
bludgeoning.
but it's bludgeoning.
Right.
It's just in case because I know skeletons have got weakness to bludgeon, for example.
Sometimes.
Gotcha. Okie doke. Anything else?
And then I'm going to turn into a bear. Wee. I think that's the one.
Cool.
I'll just put myself over there.
Okay.
Maybe up on the cliff so we don't get confused.
So Niles' turn. He takes a step. Let's see how 1 foot thick. Okay, so he steps out. He steps like into the circle of wind, which is pretty anime, pretty metal. There's just him like and this ravenous bear inside this like strong gale force circle of wind, and he's gonna cast spells on you. Let's see. Yeah, so he casts this. So you need to make a strength saving throw.
Is that everyone?
No, just you. I guess you probably make that with the bear stats.
I do. Oh. Ugh, for fuck's sake. It's 19
Okay.
strength. I'm like, yeah, I'll just make the saving throw.
Oh wow! So you take 3 necrotic damage.
Nice.
And yeah, he walks through this wind of wall of wind, and he's like already uttering like dark incantations, and like holds his hands out, and some like dark energy comes out of his hands. It looks like a kind of ray of light, but made of darkness. It's like this swirling, almost liquid, velvety substance. It looks horrendous, and it starts like whipping you and like trying to choke you. It's like lassos around your bare neck and it's trying to choke you.
Stop.
Is Windwell a concentration spell?
Presumably.
It is, yeah. Like pretty much all druid spells are concentration spells. What about con save? Do I use the bear's con?
Yeah.
I think I use the
I
bear's
think
con.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay, you're
succeed?
good.
You made
You're
it.
good.
Okay, so it stays up. And I think, yeah, so the other effect of the spell is you can't take reactions.
Sound.
Can't take reactions until your next turn. So he does like a cartwheel back through the wind wall. So you're left, Varys, like just
very, very Evil Dead there.
yeah. So you're left in your own wall of wind. That's the end of his turn. Next up, let's see. This guy. Comes around that way and lets loose a crossbow at you, Ava.
What, a crossbow, literally?
Just
Yeah, he
chucks
throws
a
a
crossbow
crossbow.
at me. He misses.
Misses, and that's his turn.
The
And then
crossbow
it's your turn.
shatters into pieces on the boulder next to you.
Breaks from the shame of having rolled a 4.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my bonus action and pull my spiritual weapon out of the mist right behind Niles.
Cool, okay.
As he thought he was retreating, a lightning bolt shaped sword coalesces out of the mist and just like runs right at him, flies right towards him. I also got a 1.
Oof.
And then I am going to turn towards the other guy. Is that guy's not undead, right?
No,
Oh,
it is a dwarf. Yeah, living.
Just forgot his sun cream. His skin's looking a little bit raw. I was going to say that during Niles' epic speech, but I didn't want to ruin the moment.
so I turn expecting to see an undead, and then like I pause for a moment, and I'm like, these fools serving the undead, and I sacred flame him.
Oh, okay, nice. Dexterity saving throw. Got a 5.
All right, he takes 5 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna casually step into the wind wall.
Nice. Greamy.
Wow. Right. I turn invisible.
Cool. Okay. Okay.
Then I will move 30 and another 30 towards Niles.
Nice.
Well, actually, hold on. Before I do that, I would like to stealth so they don't know where I actually am.
So the invisibility was your action.
I can hide as a
you-
bonus action because I'm a rogue.
Yeah, but then you'll only get 30 feet.
Yeah, then I will get 30.
I think totally like just the environment without the wind wouldn't have been able, you wouldn't have had a chance to stealth, but with that, yeah, totally. So I'll roll with him. I think I'm going to do it actively rather than using passive, but I'll just do one for the group. Fails, so you're hidden. Cool. All right, this guy yes, runs out of hiding, and let's see. I think he's going to try to shoot Niramore. You'll get some cover. I think you'll get half cover. So he's trying to shoot you like to the side of the wind wall. So you have an extra 2 to your AC.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 24
Yeah, that hits.
for 13. And second arrow, I got a 10, so that one misses. And Niramore, you notice this guy. He is essentially Niles Breakbone's right hand man. He looks like he did the last time you saw him. So he's not gone through some necrotic transformation like Niles himself. But yeah, he was always fiercely loyal, unquestioningly loyal by Niles' side in the camp. Very much facilitated his behavior. So yeah, comes out and looses a couple of arrows at you, and then
Have we lost people?
Roll
Phil
20
went-
just kind of stopped
Yeah.
responding for me, so
Oh,
I had to
okay.
restart it.
I
yeah,
think
it
Phil's gone as
been
well.
funny for me as well. And then you see Sister Sayas run out from behind the rock as well. She has an unusual look on her face. Let's put it that way. She runs out wielding a mace and tries to club you with it. So she misses. And and can she do anything else? She she so she tries to club you with a mace, and then she like swears, and then mutters some quick like arcane incantation. It's going to be a phrase that I use a lot today, I think. And another mace appears behind you and tries to bonk you as well.
Oh.
Oh, she's got a spiritual weapon too.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a great spell. I can see why she has it prepared.
That's so good. So she gets to 22. So I think you dodge or you block the first one, and you're like focusing on her movements in front of you, and then she does this and like hits you from behind with it. Yeah, so that does two force damage.
Is force damage different?
Probably not. I think.
It's relevant for when you're fighting like enemies that have resistances to certain damage types, but to you it shouldn't make a difference.
Okay.
If you are a barbarian, it might make a difference, but you're not.
Okay.
So another battle cry as somebody runs out from their hiding place there. Niramor, you recognize this as Pern Salhana. She's one of the captains of the Order of the Gauntlet, and she casts Guiding Bolt on you. I think it just has like the stock animation of, you know how like you guys and like main NPCs have like special animations for their spells, even if they're using a really common spell. This one is just like the most basic, just like a white radiant bolt.
It sounds like pew.
And
To say the standard NPC thing, Abadai Matua Atat. All of them say it. Every single one said exactly the same thing.
And then the one, Graemy, I guess, and Varys, Varys, you see, I'm not sure if you do see that in terms of dynamic lighting and stuff. You just see the edge of that token. The person that you heard like notching a bow up there, like steps out from behind the back of this, like it's quite like a sharp crag, like the very top of a stalagmite that they were hiding behind. They step around, but they're still like 10, 15 feet up that little hill, rocky hill. I'm not sure that they've got any. I think Niramor, you have full cover from that. They like in terms of them trying to loop an arrow over the top, and arrows can't get through the wall of wind, so they just like curse Frenchly in a French accent.
Curse Frenchly. Can someone quote that? No, do you have a quote bot, please?
I don't.
Boo!
Yeah, so there's like a lightly armored person comes out from behind, and they like had their arrow ready and like a smirk on their face, and they're just like, "Shit, zit, you cowards, come out of there!" And they hold their action. So Niramor, it's your turn.
Okay. So if I wanted to move, I'd have to disengage from the lady standing in front of me. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
And can you take a attack of opportunity with a spiritual weapon?
Nope. They don't get reactions.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use my brand new shiny axe on this lady.
And also, if you chop her up, she might lose concentration on that spiritual weapon.
That's very true. Let's have a go, shall we?
Yeah, totally hits. What is the 3 there? The extra D10?
I have no idea.
Maybe it's for your...
You're asking me?
Yeah, sorry. Maybe it's
so
+1
+1 versatile weapons are set up in Roll20. So one of them is with one hand and the other with two.
I see.
Nice.
So 11 slashing damage. Thank you, Snow. 11 slashing damage. Yeah, so you get a good blow on her. She's really not very well armored, so you just get a good chop, like around the collarbone, like digs in a couple of inches. She like lets out a shriek. Yeah.
Okay, and then I get a second attack, don't I? Can I do the second attack with my new axe here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hits again. Cool. Another 6 damage.
Excellent. And then we'll give her a little bit of divine smite, shall we?
Sure. Okay.
Wrong thing.
Okay, another 6 radiant damage. Awesome.
Cool.
So she needs to make
And
2 concentration checks.
2 con checks coming up. One. Crits. And gets a 19. Anything else?
I can still move, can't I?
Yeah.
Can I? So if I move now, then she would have a go at me.
Yeah.
In one of better words.
Have a go at
Where you going? Where do you think you're going?
I will say she only rolls at a +2.
Okay.
So, what's your AC?
18.
She would have to roll a 16 to hit you. So the chances are you won't get hit, but there is still a chance there.
Okay. I do kind of want to get nearer to Niles, so I am going to move.
Okay, yeah, go for it. So she
Oh, that's right.
takes...
Spiritual weapon's not concentration. I forgot. Never mind.
Okay. I also forgot, or never knew in the first place, so no worries. So you're going to move. So when you get out of her threat range, she takes a swing with a mace. She misses.
Okay.
Would have only done 1 damage anyway.
So I'm going to move to here. And that's me done.
Okay. Varys. Varen Bear.
Barandia.
Bearis Varandea.
Hello.
Hello. You're muted.
I know.
Or
I'm gonna go this way. Many slap.
okay.
2 attacks. One with its bite, one with
It's
its
not
claws.
looking good. Not looking good for Sister CS. She was totally going to run off and do cure wounds next, but yeah, you kill her. Oh, Sister CS. So I think we just see this from her perspective. Well, we see it from their
Cool.
perspective. She is just like goes white with fear as this bear like comes jumping through this wall of wind. Yeah, she has the primal fear and like tries to gasp like some explanation or some excuse or some plea to you, but you're a bear.
The right maul goes across her face, and then the left one pins her to the floor, and the mouth just goes across the neck.
Yeah. So awed Firebeard lets out another battle cry and is like, "No!" Anything else on your turn?
How far did I move?
About 15 or so. You
was
probably.
it?
What's your bear movement? I think you've got enough to charge down awed Firebeard, and you still got. You can do attack, move, attack with your multi-attack. So.
Can I throw her at him and move to him? Because I think that's just ridiculously brutal.
Yeah, sure. So you chuck her body at him, and then charge after it.
Yeah. Cool. That's my turn. I can't do anything else.
Okay. Niles Breakbone's turn. Can spells be cast through the wall of wind? Arrows, bolts, other ordinary projectiles, boulders.
It doesn't say anything that you can't.
I think it's
spells.
just physical objects, like small physical objects. It was to deter
looks
arrows,
like it.
basically, because I saw the ridges and I was like, no.
Okay, so yes, more arcane incantation, more devious gesturing, and he casts Hunger of Hadar.
Ooh.
Which creates
motherfucker.
creates a 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold centered here.
What does the spell do, Snow? I can't remember. I don't think you've ever used it, have you?
I have, but I don't think you were in that game.
I know I'm trolling.
So it doesn't do any damage immediately. It will when you start your turns there. Creates a warp in the fabric of space. The area is difficult terrain. and it's filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises.
Oh God.
So I think
So it's an
yeah.
ASMR sphere.
That's some
I think
tasty
you
tea.
hear like whisperings of, and particularly Niramore, you hear whisperings of like, it's not like, it's a simulation, it's something that he's doing, but you're hearing whispers of like dead comrades, maybe the comrades that tried to escape the camp with you and died, and also some others that you didn't know until this moment were dead. You're hearing them like throwing accusations at you, like it's you did it, it's you caused us to die. You're hearing like lots of different voices like that, and then like the kind of horrible noises of like the movements of undead corpses being animated beyond their natural life. I wonder if I have an. I'll try and find a thing for it, but there's a 20-foot sphere of darkness that stays around you. That is an action. I don't think he's got a bonus action that he can do, so that's it. This guy is in a mortal fight. If anybody feels like drawing a sphere for me, that would be much appreciated. He's in a mortal fight with a bear that just
Is
threw the
it
corpse of his cleric
20-foot
lady.
radius or 20-foot diameter?
And also, where is the middle?
The middle of that wall of wind sphere, and it is 20-foot radius.
Oh my God, that's
So it's a
huge.
40-foot.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mirror for that is strong.
Yeah.
All right.
So it actually it covers
one corner here,
Beerus
the
as
other
well.
here.
If he's a warlock, though, that means that's one of his spells. Don't know what level his casting is, though. Just to meta game a little bit. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So he tries to attack the.
That's nah. Okay.
He tries to attack the bear. He crits for 15, and then hits for another 10.
All right. Sorry. 15 and 10.
Yep. Just marking spell slots. Cool. Okay, Ava, your turn.
So I take damage?
Yes, you start your turn in the arms of Hadar.
Also, it's not a gas or anything, right?
It's like a tentacle void.
Yeah, it's a void in space, a warp in the
Okay.
fabric of space, which is difficult terrain, so you move at half speed. So any creature that starts, you just. It doesn't look like there's any save.
Probably not.
Any creature that starts its turn takes 2d6 cold damage. It just says.
Okay.
So you take 8 damage, 8 cold damage.
Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is, because I'm assuming it's a concentration spell, I'm gonna take another swing with my spiritual weapon
Okay, sure.
to try to hopefully make him feel it and just get rid of it.
Yep.
18.
That hits.
Good. He takes 11 force damage.
Okay, cool. And I make a constitution.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like for him to
saving
make a con
throw.
save before I do anything else.
I get a 1.
Okay, so it's a concentration spell, I assume.
Yep. So
It's
you
gone.
immediately dispel this
Woohoo!
wound.
And
okay.
yeah, so I immediately dispel that. And ooh, good. He's only 30 feet away. Though, do I want to stab him or do I want to do something else to him? Is the question. I'm gonna set up Niramore because that sounds like a better use of my time. So it's just like I lock eyes with his eye sockets, and I reach my hand up towards the sky in our circle of wind, and I just kind of form a fist and pull it down. And this radiant lightning bolt, it's not my call lightning, so don't freak out, but this radiant lightning bolt just comes careening out of the sky and hopefully strikes him. 27.
Oh, yes, totally.
So he takes 8 radiant damage, and
Okay.
the next attack, only 8? Oh man, that was a shit roll. The next attack made against that target has advantage. So he's basically covered in glittering light, but we'll say it's like crackling electric energy.
Nice. Cool, cool. Okay.
Get him, Grimmy. Get him.
And then I'm gonna step forward and just kind of like slow walk, because that's what I do.
That's very Ava, yeah. Awesome. Grammy, you
Right,
are invisible and hidden.
So seeing as Astani specifically said setting up Ava, and I already have advantage.
Nira,
Sorry. Yes, Nira.
you could get into position, or hold action. Or you could go after Bowboy.
I'm just going to move 30 feet, and then I'm going to hold my action to attack once Niramore has attacked, and I hope she does.
Okay.
I can't say. I
cool.
probably can't say, like, if she doesn't, then I still do it. No, okay. I hold my action till after Nira's turn. There we go.
Perfect. Once
I think you
Niramore
need
has
an in.
completed.
I'm not gonna. I think it's fine, but I think yours. It's like an in-world trigger, not a mechanical one. But
How
you
about
can
once
just
Niramore
set
has
it
taken an action?
when she attacks.
Sure.
It's fine.
When she has taken an action.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
you ready your action until after Niramore acts. I think that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
So this dude is
ready.
still shooting, but I don't think he has a target right now. Actually, yeah, I think he's just got to hold action. That guy. I need to make a note of that.
Oh god.
Good. All right. She's dead forever. Now this lady, yeah, you hear a scream, Grimmy, of "Commander!" She comes running out, and is like holding both of her hands out in front of her as she does. And there's like a sort of soft blue light that's forming between her hands. Like it looks like it's jumping between her fingers. And then when she reaches Niall, she puts her hands on him.
Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, please, your hands. She's going to do that at level 2.
You
So
bitch.
she kills 17. Oh, I didn't know that. You have to you can't do plus 17, you just have to that's her action. I don't think she has a bonus action, so she has served her purpose. Archer waits with a arrow drawn already. You start to hear the creaking of like somebody, like, it takes a fair bit of strength to hold an arrow drawn, so continues to hold that arrow. Niramore, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna move right in front of Niles. And I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
get
as you emerge from the wall of wind, 2 arrows get loosed and come flying your way.
Okay.
So that one coming from on top of the hill misses, and the one from Wolf Rigor, who you knew from the camp. He tries to shoot you, so he gets a 15.
That misses.
Misses. Okay, and then you reach the you reach your foe. He's facing towards you.
So I stomp towards him, and I'm finally gonna get to use my necrotic shout. Can I put this in the chat? Because I'm not too sure I understand it fully.
Go for it. Action. Okay.
Use your action to unleash the divine energy within yourself, causing your eyes to turn into pools of darkness. 2 skeletal ghostly flightless wings to sprout from your back. Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. Other creatures within 10 feet of you must succeed on a charisma saving throw. So your proficiency bonus, what is your on the
5.
spells section of your character sheet, it will say your saving throw DC.
On the spell section. Spell save DC?
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that the one? 16.
16, okay. Any creatures, so both of those two need to make this saving throw. Lasts for a minute. Hold on, let me find a token marker for your wings. And in the meantime, Jelly, please, what does this look like? How do you imagine this?
So I stump towards him and I say, weak am I? And for the first time, I pull down my hood and my hair is kind of fizzing and crackling. And I look at him and my eyes turn black. With a loud crack, these 2 huge skeletal wings pop from my back. And I just stare at him.
Damn. Okay. So she fails. This is Pern Salhana. You know her as well from the camp. She was a healer actually, but fiercely loyal to Niles. So
What?
she just looks at you like, and her bottom lip is quivering. She like almost tries to say something, but like nothing comes out. She's just like got this deep fear. Oh, perfect! Look at that. She's immediately struck with a deep fear of you.
Beautiful.
Until the end of your next turn, and she doesn't get a save. Oh, but this means I think frightened, so she can't move closer or gets disadvantage on attack rolls against you, I think is what it means. But he rolled a 25. So I think what this is the man that you knew, Niles Breakbone, was essentially at his core, and you knew this, and maybe this is part of the reason why you left. He was incompetent, but he was also cowardly, and like was the type that tried to compensate for his inner cowardliness by being aggressive and controlling. So you attempt this, but he's undergone a change since you last knew him. Like physiologically, he is drastically different, and yeah, has there's a difference to him. Like there's a sort of dark power to him now, which gives him a sort of courage in the face of this that you wouldn't normally expect from him.
Okay. So, so that would be my action. Was that
Yeah.
using the necrotic shout?
Yeah.
So I can't hit him with the battle-axe now.
No.
No.
But it's pretty damn awesome anyway.
I know, right? I've been
And
waiting
you can't
to
run
use
away
this.
either. You
No.
can't run away.
Okay, but she took her action.
I get to
So, Grammy.
do my attack.
Yeah, right. That
Mhm.
that triggers. So that will be
26.
with double advantage.
Nice.
Wowzers. Okay, you do 29 damage.
Fuck you!
What type of damage is it, Grammy? Piercing?
It's
Slashing,
piercing,
sorry.
non-magical.
Okay, cool. Okay. Maths 29. Okay.
So if
Yep.
he's resistant, it'd probably be 14.
Yeah, so I think you just stab into him, and there's just like a non-living, half-rotten lump of flesh, and maybe it like comes away on your sword, and you wonder like, did he need that, or was that just like still hanging there, like surplus?
Is this yours, mate?
uh, does that break your invisibility?
No,
Does it?
it
Is it one of
breaks my
those that comes up
stealth.
when you breaks your stealth?
Doesn't it also break your visibility?
Yeah, I'm sure
Oh,
I
hold
can't
on,
remember.
invisibility.
I'm getting
let me
confused
check.
with Baldur's Gate and D&D rules.
The
No,
spell
no.
ends if a target attacks or casts a spell. So yeah.
Yeah.
all right,
Otherwise, it would
then
be
sure.
broken. Otherwise, it would be
Yes.
super broken. It'd be the strongest spell in the game.
It's
Now,
greater
you-
invisibility.
You
that
need greater invisibility for that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking of the wrong
Okay, so
thing.
you're and remember the way we do held actions is you don't, and it's the same for me. If I NPC hold an action, it just gets one attack, not the full.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Not
one.
the full thing. So Varys, it's your turn.
Well, being a bear, and I don't know if you noticed these little tokens on my token. I'm enraged because I'm a bear,
Oh, I see. Okay,
and I'm
permanent
also,
state of rage.
but I'm also
The
because
dim
I'm
view you
Varys.
have of bears.
Yeah, and I'm also Varys, so I'm kawaii as fuck. So he's gonna get a bite and a claws.
Okay, yeah, bite hits, the claws misses, so you do
Yeah,
11 piercing damage.
He gets one from the guns, rough and tumble. That's what I call my guns. So the bite hits, so he does 11 damage. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool.
That's my turn.
Niles Breakbone. He is going to, let's see. Oh, you're both next to him, so ranged would have disadvantage. Ooh.
Sunfire.
So more of these horrifying tendrils of dark energy. This time, previously he did his gestures, his incantations, and then it appeared in a spot that he was indicating. This time it just erupts from his own body. So in a 10-foot radius, there's kind of this eruption of like grabbing, strangling, scratching tendrils of dark energy. So each creature, including poor old Pern Salhana, who just healed him, needs to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, is it a permanent thing or is it just a burst?
What the fuck is going on with my rolls?
This one just instantaneous.
Okay.
Let's see. On a successful save, you take half damage. One from you as well, Niramor, please. And then one from Pern Salhana as well. Poor
I
lady.
clicked on it, but it's not doing anything.
Gets a 7, so she takes 8.
Oh, there we go. It's gone in there now.
18 you save as well, so you take 4 damage, both of you, and no other effect. She takes 8 and loses her reaction. Yeah, so she is more like, maybe you're kind of hit by this, and then she is like grabbed. The tendrils like automatically grab. They're not distinguishing friend from foe. They're like grabbing around her arms and like holding her back. That is an action. That's a spell slot. And that's all you can do this turn. Ord Firebeard is still in a deadly battle with a bear. So takes 2 attacks on it. Crits again, man. He's having the fight of his life. So 14.
It's just
Will
me,
carry
man. You
over.
save all the crits for me.
I really do. So carries over 8 damage to you, Varys, in your Varys form.
14
Form
damage.
of a Varys.
What carries over 8 damage?
Yep. And then he takes another attack on you. Misses.
What does that carries over 8 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, just Chrome for some reason is just 100% in my CPU. I've only got Roll20 open.
Yeah, it's big CPU hog.
It's actually
I
ridiculous.
mean, you say that it's using 1% of my CPU.
I know it's got like, do you know when you look at the task manager, it's saying Google Chrome brackets 19 So I think I'm gonna have to.
I have 22, and it's still only using like 0.4%
It's
of my CPU.
so dumb. I don't understand why it's doing it. Anyway.
So Ava, your turn.
We need Phil to make a con save.
Oh.
Oh, for the
Wind wall.
for the wind wall.
Do, 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 do,
I
do.
don't know how you remember this stuff.
Do, do.
I'm
I
glad
did
you
it.
remember this stuff.
Mm.
Big help, yeah.
I did it.
So the wind wall stays up. Ava, yeah, we snap back to you, waiting with malicious intent inside the wind wall.
I'm just very annoyed that these humans are serving this undead abomination. I guess first I'm going to take a swing with my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
18 again.
Yep, hits.
Come on, 6.
6 force damage, okay.
Yeah. What do I want to cast? Something. Grammy's going to get sneak attack, so I don't have to worry about giving Grammy advantage. Hold on. What does this do again? 15 feet. So if I stand here, he's too far away. I would want to stand where Grammy is. That's okay. I could go here. Here. Yeah. Okay. Can I get to there? I can't. Okay, perfect. All right. Plan has formed. I stride out of the wind wall. And as I do, I raise my voice and I say, "You fools, do the work of Razin C for him." As I stride up here and I extend my hand out, and from the mist, basically these like water elemental shapes appear out of the mist and swarm around me as I cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Why am I hearing metal music in my head?
Because it would be playing right now. I need to give myself an aura. It is a 15 foot. And I'm going to make it blue.
This one, I think it's one that you choose who it affects, isn't it?
I don't think it affects. Well, yeah, I'm
You
not going to have
can
it affect my
choose
allies.
who it doesn't.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's very handy. Okay, so I need to make wisdom saves.
Let me read the text of the spell because it might be at the start of their turns.
Okay.
Let's see. There's so much text. Let's see. When a creature enters the area for the first time or starts its turn there.
Okay.
So I don't think this counts as them entering the area. Also, for all of our enemies, this counts as difficult terrain now. Their speed is halved while in this effect.
Okay, cool. Grammy, your turn. Oh, sorry, Ava, was that everything? You did bonus?
I did bonus, I did action, and I moved all of my movement. So, yep, I'm good.
Cool. Really getting the max use out of your stuff.
I mean, that's how I like to D&D. Just use all of everything.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Grammy.
After that very complicated turn, we see Grammy stabbing with 2 swords out. 21, I assume, hits.
Yep, totally does. For 17.
Oh, I
and
wish
15
I
also
had
hit. Okay. Okay, very good. They both hit.
Yep. That's
Any bonus action? Oh,
my
that was your
bonus action was
yeah.
my second attack. That's it.
So Firstly, Wulfregor makes his wisdom save. He's gonna
Okay.
he's gonna do some shit talking while he does it, but he gets an 18.
Okay, so he will take half of the damage that I roll.
Takes oh well, you've got your 8 that you rolled before.
Oh, I just put that to put the DC in there. I'm going to roll it every time someone has to save.
Okay.
So he takes 5 radiant damage.
Okay. So he backs out, and he's like readying his bow, and he's just replying to what you said before, Ava, and he's like, "No, you fool! You have it all wrong. It isn't Rasen Sea that we serve. We're fighting against him. It was another that raised our lord, our commander." And then, yeah, mysteriously leaves his sentence there and takes a couple of longbow shots at you, Ava. So 17
Miss.
and a 19 for 4. Pern Salhana starts her turn in the Spirit Guardians as well. So she makes a wisdom saving throw, gets a 7.
She fails. She takes 16 radiant damage.
Okay, very nice. So she can't move away. She's magically compelled to remain. Oh no, wait, sorry. She can flee from Neramore. She can't move closer.
Right.
Of course, it's that way around. So she is like shaking. She's like glancing across at you, Neramore, in utter fear. And she casts Cure Wounds again on Niles. She's like, "Commander, no, you must fight on!" And cast Cure Wounds. She's going to give it her all this time.
Yeah, that's her
Come
last
on, shit
spell.
rolls, shit rolls, shit rolls, shit rolls.
So she heals him for 17.
We need
and
to kill
then
this cleric.
casts,
All my work
spiritual-
undone.
Cast spiritual weapon just between.
She can't.
Just there, she can't.
No. She already used a spell slot.
Oh yeah, you're right. Of course, yep.
I am glad you're here to
Okay.
cock block instead of me today, because I am not in a state of mind where I can do so.
So Lorza up on the hill takes a couple of shots with a longbow.
Wait, up on the hill where?
You
Up,
can just
up,
about see
up
her.
there.
Oh, okay. She's like, yeah,
Uh,
she's blocked by the lading.
So she takes. Let's see. I think she shoots at Niramore actually.
Cover?
She gets an 8.
Cover +2?
No cover.
Creature in the way?
And well, she's shooting from above. 18 for
Fair
3.
enough.
18 hits, yeah.
And that's everything. Niramore, your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to take out. I'm going to swing my axe at. I can't remember her name. The healer type.
Pern Salhana.
That's the one. So I'm going to turn to her and swing my axe at her face.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Were you one-handing or
Okey
two-handing
dokey.
it?
One.
She's absolutely dead. So she's looking at you in mortal fear before you begin. What does this look like?
I just slowly turn towards her and just flick my axe at her face. And just, yeah. And she falls to the floor.
Yeah. So as you're about to swing, like she's gibbering and jabbering anyway in terror. And she just before your axe like finds its target, she just gets out. No, you don't understand. And then she hits the ground. You still have a second attack.
Yep. So I'm going to turn my attention back to good old Niles. And I'm going to hit him again.
And don't forget, when you hit, you can also, with your ASMR feature, deal extra necrotic damage.
That's true.
Jesus.
Extra necrotic damage equals your level.
Okay.
Which is
So
6.
6.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then let's give him a bit of divine smite, shall we? Oh no, that's the wrong one. That one.
So roll the attack roll first, and then this adds on as extra damage if you hit.
She already hit.
She already did.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
I hit
Sorry, I
with
was
my
looking at the.
axe.
So you crit the lady, and then 21 for 6, and
Yeah.
then 6
6 necrotic
divine
damage.
6 slashing magic.
6 radiant and 6 necrotic. Yep.
Oh, wowzers. Okay.
Yeah.
6.
Okay,
All right.
so-
666.
From a fallen
course.
ASMR, do I need to worry here?
No.
Maths. Okay, cool. He takes an undisclosed amount of damage. I guess that's everything.
Yep.
Cool. Varys.
I'm Varys, not Bear Varys anymore. And I look at the dwarf and I go, looks like it's time to take charge of the situation. And I turn into a rhino.
What?
I don't know if that worked. I just dragged a rhino on the thing.
If it's the first time, I can't remember if you've done Rhino before. So if it's the first time, I've got to set it up for you.
Can I see the token, by the way?
Brr. That's the noise I make when I'm a rhino. Brr.
Varys is not going to take Spirit Guardian damage because he's an ally and I've designated him immune to it. Also, he's not in range.
Okay.
And I'm a rhino.
And he's a rhino.
Okay, so I've
You're
got 40
such
foot
a
of
cute
movement. So what I
rhino.
want to do is I want to charge him. I'm going to go 20 foot this way and then just charge him. Like I'm just going
Okay.
to turn into a rhino and just do a loop.
Okay. He's going to take an attack of opportunity, but
Yeah, that's
we see him like he's got this like grin, like he thinks he's really got the better of Varys, especially once he took the bear form down, and he's just like shit as you turn into a rhino, and then takes a swing at you as you run. Misses. I
misses.
assume.
Yeah, 11 AC. So yeah, so I mean, he obviously he'll take a swing, but I'm moving away. I'm too fast in my
Yep.
rhino form.
Yep.
And then I need to be able to access the character sheet so I can do the roll.
Maybe it'll take a moment.
Oh wait, no. Do you know what it is? I had the wrong thing clicked. It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, and then I do that.
20 feet makes a gore attack. Okie dokie.
Bloop.
Okay, so 17 just hits. So, holy shit, 15 bludgeoning damage. Oh my god, okay, very nice.
Plus an extra 2d8. I could roll the 2d8
Yep,
if you
roll
want.
2d8.
Holy
go.
shit.
Okay, another 9. I think
24.
you just impale him, like you just dig the big rhino horn straight into his gut.
Oh, is he dead?
No, he's just very, very badly wounded from that.
He needs to make a DC 15 strength check. Strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Just
I got an 11, so down he goes.
and then I like root. I don't know. It's like scrape one hoof on the floor and like breathe,
Yeah.
and you see like visible shoots of steam come out my nose, like a bull or a rhino.
Okay.
Okay, it's cool. There you go.
Awesome.
My turn.
So Niles is looking pretty bad. There's a lot of magical damage. There's a lot of like chips come off of, like he's missing some bones. Some of his ribs have come out. Yeah.
Make a save.
He needs to make a wisdom save.
Yes, please.
He gets a 7.
He takes 12 radiant damage.
Okay. So, Ava, I'm going to ask you how this looks, but he's going to get a bit of shit talk first. So he just like looks around at the three of you. He looks at Grammy behind him, who's like ready to stab him again. He looks at Ava, who you're concentrating on your magic and you're readying to cast another spell. And then he turns to Nuramor and he's like, You always were a fool. You don't understand. You can't kill death itself. You can only delay it. You'll see my lord soon enough. And then Ava, what is? Oh, or hold on, sorry. First, Niramore, you can respond to the shit talk before Ava kills him if you like.
I'm just going to raise an eyebrow at him.
Oh no! It's the
I
people's
love-
eyebrow. The people's eyebrow.
Oh my god!
So the way this looks is it's a close up of Niramore's face as he's talking, and that slightly quirked eyebrow, and then the camera pulls back, and we just see these spiritual water elementals just pulling him apart while he's shit talking her. Until
Yeah,
he's
perfect.
just in pieces on
Oh,
the
that's
ground.
great. Yeah. He's dying whilst. Yeah. Perfect. He's dying whilst he's saying that, and then he just like leaves a death rattle and like, yeah, beautiful. And yeah, this sort of dark smoke comes out of his mouth as he breathes his last. All right. So Ord Firebeard, he's having a bad time over here. He can't see what's happening over there, but he's just, he's in the fight of his life. He gets up and he's going to heroically face this rhino. So gets a 14
Does hit.
for 13 slashing
Yeah.
damage, and then another 14 for another 9.
Yeah, sound.
So yeah, he's just like slashing wildly. So when you started fighting him, and you saw this in Varys form, he's like quite a composed fighter, but at the moment he's rattled, he's shook, like he's slashing wildly in front of him, and he's just like, back, beast. Ava, it's your turn.
So I'm gonna walk towards this guy, but first as I'm doing it, I'm shit talking him because this is what this fight has turned into.
Yeah.
And I'm also sending my sword right here while I'm doing that. It's gonna take
Okay.
a swing at him, but
Cool.
first I'm gonna shit talk, and I say, I don't think you understand what I mean. Step. By acting against us, you are serving Razan C's interests. Step. We are the only hope for stopping him. And then one to the right, Derek, please.
Okay.
Thank you. And then the spiritual weapon takes swing with a crit. Because
Holy
of course.
moly, okay. This is the power of shit talk. This is why I'm always critting. Oh wow, that kills him. So how does this look, Ava?
I think he's just distracted by the shit talking, maybe a nerve like, oh no, they are really powerful, maybe we shouldn't have attacked them. And then while he's shaken by that, the sword just goes right underneath his arm, like in between his armor, and just right through him.
Yeah, so he drops to his knees and like tries to say something for a moment, not realizing that his like lungs and his mouth are quickly filling with blood. So he like coughs up this like huge wad of blood. It like dribbles down his chin, down his tunic, and he just like wheezes out like, I thought it was right, and then like collapses to the ground dead.
And I still have movement and an action, so I
Yep.
turn to the lady up on the hill and I say, well, apparently you all thought very wrong. And I step up.
Yes.
How do I want to kill this lady?
So she's like about 15 feet in elevation terms above you.
Yeah, that's fine. I got range.
This is I love how this like the last couple of sessions this has totally become Ava's thing, that she's just like never running in a battle anymore. She just like strides around smiting people with lightning.
I don't need to run. I think I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at level 3
Okay.
on her.
Okay, go for it.
I miss.
Aw.
11 does miss. Yeah, you miss.
That's okay.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna hit the button anyway, just so we can see how big it was going to be, and then how much rock. It's not even that good. A lot of ones. It like crashes into the rock next to her in an intimidating fashion.
Nice. Okay, Grammy.
Well, I'm here to support Anira, and as such, I will move forward, drop my swords, pull out my crossbow.
Okay.
I'm. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use my inspiration to get advantage.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. 25 hits. 16 is exactly what you needed to kill her. Any shit talk first, Grammy?
No.
Okay.
Enough has been said.
We just see like this expression that's just slightly terrified, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Okay. Nevermore.
Can I use my bonus action, sorry?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course.
And I will start going this way again.
Cool. Okie doke. Yeah, you don't see what's happening over there, but you hear the sounds of like enormous feet scraping on the ground. Somebody like cursing. There's a lot of swearing going on from behind that rock, and like a lot of grunting and like loud beast breathing. Niramor, your turn.
Well, everybody's pretty much dead.
I think
don't
the
know-
dwarf that Varys is fighting is still alive, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and I think he's almost dead. I think Varys has got a handle on it. So I don't think there's anything that I want to do, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I mean you can smolder. You can essentially be in victory animation, like smoldering with your like dark wings above you, just looking cool above your slain foes for a moment.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll do that.
All right, Varys.
We're gonna go for another charge attack, so he's gonna get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
With disadvantage because prone?
Oh yeah, he's prone.
He stood up
Yeah,
in,
got up,
in,
yeah.
in his
Okay,
turn.
good.
So he's like, "Oh shit, not this again!" and takes a swing, misses again.
All right, okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna take these both. Oh, yeah, you go.
Cool.
Wowzers. Okay.
Roll your 2d8 just so we know. Yeah.
that does it. Yeah. So Phil, what does this look like?
I just horn punches through his chest, and I just put him into the cliff face.
So
And then I, as he hits the wall, I bonus action turn back into Varus,
yeah.
and I've just got my hand on his shoulder, and I'm just like.
Did you say something? Did Varys say something?
Yeah. I put my hand on his shoulder as he's like slumping down the wall. I just go, "Good fight."
Hey, you fought well. Oh, what a shite way to die. Just collapses.
I'm gonna steal his
Beautiful.
stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna like go through the battlefield and check the bodies.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's take our break there.
Cool.
Sure.
Well done, everybody. Well done. Good fight. GG.
Yay.
All right, we'll be
We
back
murdered
in
people.
just a few minutes. And I'm just going to put like a little ad break because I can and it's free money. So why not?
Do it.
Do it.
And yeah, we'll be back in. Thank you for that follow, by the way, since I can now say it without breaking this, like, whatever. And we will, yeah, talk to you in just a few. Grab yourself some tea or something.
I just found a stream where there's just some guys playing music. Hi, hello.
Perfect.
that was-
Fucking perfect. What the hell, dude? Oh my
Hi, everybody.
god. That was beautiful.
That's one way to describe it.
I'm playing a bod in this one shot, by the way. Expect more of that, yo.
So now this is the point where you say, "Oh, by the way, we're doing a one shot on Monday."
Hell yeah, we're doing a one shot on Monday. Do we have a specific time set up already? Is it 6 p.m. CEST?
Yes, that's the
All
one.
right.
Yeah, 1 hour earlier than we normally start.
All right.
I will make that happen.
Nice.
I'll make sure I'm awake for that. I'll set an alarm. It hasn't been
Coffee.
an issue. I've been waking up at like around 10 my time. So it should be fine. But y'all know me. Sometimes I stay up until like 4 a.m. So
It's all good.
Who doesn't, honestly?
Just don't go to sleep. That's what I do.
that's not gonna happen. I have to make sure that I am awake not only for this game, but then afterwards I'm gonna be over on Kelsey's channel. I have to be awake for both those things. So I'm gonna sleep.
That's probably a good idea then.
Yeah. What are we going to be Hey, Derek, do you want to like promote your one shot
Hello.
real quick? What are we going to be doing?
It is. I really wanted to use the optional sanity rules that are in the DMG. So it's built around that. It's my most homebrew that I've ever done, which is partly why it took me so freaking long to make it. But yeah, it's focusing around like otherworldly shit. It's like very obviously very Lovecraftian inspired. It's otherworldly, eldritch, alien, weird shit that breaks the mind of humans and humanoids, and then like their reaction to that. So I made a whole bunch of like homebrew madness conditions, and stuff that causes you to have sanity saving throws and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be that. But well, the setup is like there's some adventurers went to like root out some monsters in a cave and never came back, and the group get sent in to investigate.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be great. Oh boy.
I'm actually playing a Sun Soul Monk in that one. I got the game. switched up.
Oh, I'm jealous. I've long
I
wanted
know
to
you
play
really like monks,
Sun-
Derek.
and I've never played Sun Soul as well. I've been wanting to for a while.
Yeah, I've never played a monk, so it should be interesting.
You've never seriously?
No, I hate them. I think they're
Oh.
stupid. I think they're really, really overpowered, and I absolutely hate them. So I'm trying one out.
I've also never played a monk. Well, actually, that's not true. I
You
played
guys,
a
you're missing out.
ninja. I played a ninja in 3.5. She was
Ooh.
bonkers. She was
Ooh.
ridiculously overpowered. She was a skip rock throwing halfling ninja, and she was ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing about monks is really they can be super good, but only if you have like stats to support it. Because otherwise
you
they're
need a
just
lot
of-
kind of suck.
Wisdom dex. No, wisdom dex, and you just stun lock something to death. Broken.
Yeah, but you need to have both wisdom and dex. So if you roll and you only get one good stat,
Yeah, exactly. You need at least 2 stats. Nice would be 3 because then you can actually survive something that gets through your
you can have the con.
AC.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if Varus was a monk, easy. We'd just go to Rust and see, and I'd just stun lock him to death.
I nearly did that. You remember that Snow? We had that level 20 one shot, and I nearly like.
I
stun locked
remember.
the
remember.
battery,
That was good. That was
See,
good.
almost to prevent her
was
from getting into the second
beautiful.
phase of the fight.
Yeah.
Dude,
Monks are brilliant.
that was a fun one shot. I am never running like the module.
No,
from,
we should have broken it up
yeah.
into like a 2 or 3 shot.
It was good fun though. Like I would have played the whole thing through, to be honest. Really
I
enjoyed it.
was so dead by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Same.
enjoyed it, but man, I was done.
I think
Mentally
if we'd started at like 11 a.m. for me, and then like whatever
It was
took
after
10 minutes.
midnight.
Oh, but for me it was like 4 a.m. or something. I think we finished, and then I had work in the morning.
Yeah.
But if it was like all day, I think the length of it was fine. It's just the lateness.
It was a
Dudes, let's,
12-hour thing. No,
Let's
dude,
go.
it was like a 10 or 12-hour session. No. No.
That is not fine. I agree.
That's
12
not
hours
okay.
is way too much. Anyway,
Should we-
would you like to should we do the thing?
So I heard that there was some looting happening. I heard it on the
Yeah.
grapevine. A little birdie told me that you guys wanted to do some looting.
We might as well just see what they have.
It's a treasure hoard. They've got a treasure hoard that's in their
Yay!
pockets. They're carrying it
Money
around in
for
their
everybody.
pockets. So between you, so if somebody like takes notes and then maybe you divide it up or whatever,
I'll
Let's
list
just-
it in chat.
you get
Thank you.
1,000 copper pieces,
Nice.
4,000 silver pieces,
You can
Nice.
make back your losses.
1,300 gold pieces, 1,300, and 140 platinum pieces,
Jesus Christ.
and 8 gems worth 100 GP each. And yeah, the man himself, Niles Breakbone, had in his rotten pocket a small, it's like a jar with like a dirty, old, soggy cork in the top of it with some powder in it. It kind of looks like very fine sand. So that's what you get.
Yeah, I would like to like get all the bodies together, like maybe over here, right? And
Okay.
try to dig like a grave or something.
I thought you were
Okay.
gonna make
Sure.
make them look like they were having a picnic, and this was. I don't. Does Bowman have a bow? Because Grimmy needs a bow.
Yeah, there's 2 of them have longbows.
Can you use a longbow?
Long bows.
I mean, I can use a longbow. Pretty sure.
Yeah, so they have a bunch of like not special, but if anybody's like has some gap in a type of like normal weapon that they need,
Does
let me know. and I
anyone
can-
have crossbow bolts?
Yes, actually, Ord Firebeard has 19 crossbow bolts on him.
I think I don't remember how much a case of can hold, but I will just fill this up. I think it's 20 or 30.
20. It's usually 20 because you start in gear, you usually get 20.
Well, I'll check.
Um,
but
Take 2. Just have 2. Just have
Does
loads
anybody
of
need
crossbows.
any arrows as well? 2 of these have yeah, whatever
actually,
they're
you
called.
know what? I will grab a few arrows, even though I don't have a bow.
So let's say 20 arrows between them.
Oh, I can't use longbows. I'm like, longbows are lame. It's all about crossbows and short bows. Short swords.
The guy does have a crossbow. If you wanted to pick that up, he's got a heavy crossbow.
I need a hand crossbow. That's
Oh
fine.
gosh,
No
the
problem.
screen just went completely black for me.
It's been
Aw.
doing that for me like a lot.
That's okay.
You can just move your token, it'll fix it.
Oh, okay. Ah, weird.
Yeah.
Grammy, do you want the jar of powder?
Fuck yeah.
You're all about powders and shit.
Do you think it's his phylactery?
I'd love to make it just a jar of sand. He's just like he was interested in the local area, so he took a sample. He was going to take it home and analyze it.
Do you think it's his phylactery? Do you think he was a lich?
I don't know. Just
Drink it.
help, just help me, Dave. God damn it.
I'm very tired from all this running around as a rhino, you know.
You're lucky I don't have any poison on me right now.
How's that going to help you dig a hole? How's that going to help me dig a hole?
So Varys and
Do
Grammy
you have
start.
even a shovel or something? Can you like make me a shovel?
You are a shovel.
think Niramor would start using her shield to kind of dig out some of the earth
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
silently.
Okay. So the ground is quite hard. This isn't actually going to be easy. So I think someone will need to make an athletics check. But there's a few of you.
Please.
No.
So who is working on this?
I can work on it. I'm strong and trained in athletics. I can do it.
Okay. So yeah, with advantage. Okay, just about. Yeah, so I think it takes a while. What's your method as well, Ava? What are you digging with?
My spiritual weapon while it lasts. But
Yeah.
then I'll probably like either use my shield or Niramor's shield, or like I've got that spare breastplate I could use to dig into there as well. I've got
Yeah.
some hand axes to like chop some holes into the earth and then shovel it out with stuff. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
things.
Okay, yeah. So it's slightly awkward from not having exactly the right tool, and it takes a bit of time. I think you can only get a few feet deep. They're quite shallow graves. Say maybe like 4 feet deep at the most. Do you asking the group, but particularly Niramor, do you like say anything just before you've got the holes there, you've got the bodies put in? Any last words?
No, I think my hood's back up and I'm very, very quiet.
Okay. Yeah, so there's maybe like a tense silence. And then I guess,
I anoint each corpse with water as we put like I take my water skin, I have two, and I dump some of my water onto each of their like heads, like slicking their hair to their scalp. And I say,
Dearly beloved, we are brought
No.
here today. Oh wait, that's for a wedding.
What's the words I want? I'm bad with words today. Something about like, may you find redemption in the next life for the folly you've committed in the last. Something to that effect.
Hmm.
And I just dump dirt on them unceremoniously after that. It's like I say the words, I dump water on their heads, I wait, and then it's like, all right.
Yeah. Okay. So you fill the graves in. What do you do next?
However, I do not anoint the undead dude. I say no words for him. And I shatter his bones.
Wowzers. Okay. Wow. So is this before you put the bodies in? You start.
Yeah.
What do you use? Do you have some kind of blunt instrument?
I mean, I got lots of shit on me. Hold on. I got a crowbar. I got my boot. I just start like
Wow,
shattering his
yeah.
jaw and stuff. It's like
Totally
I don't
makes
want you.
sense, but it's quite a brutal moment, just like crushing up his skeleton.
Yep.
Does anybody remark when Ava starts doing this?
Beautiful.
That's more violent than what I expected.
May he never return.
More violent than you expected. There's a dead woman over here with a half mauled off face and a bitten out throat, and Varys's face is just covered in blood.
Yeah, I love that. He comments on it being brutal. Like, really?
Still, it feels nice to have a bit of a normal, regular activity, even if it is something as morbid as this.
I think Niramor would just still stand there silent, but she looks troubled.
I'm sorry it had to come to this. They wouldn't listen to reason.
Was I the cause of this?
I doubt it.
Boris goes to open his mouth to say something, but he holds his tongue as Ava opens his mouth.
Yes, you were. Good job.
I mean,
I look at the shattered remains of the commander and I say, if he turned to something like this in a moment of weakness, he was already weak.
And I think she would just look at the ground and not say anything again.
I think like I briefly I just kind of put my hand on your arm as like a moment of like solidarity, and then I step away to like give you a moment by yourself.
So I think it's still well, barely mid-morning. So when the ceremonies are done, if everybody's said done whatever they were going to do and said their last words, made their last remarks with respect to Mr. Breakbone, there's still plenty of good hours of adventuring daylight.
Shall we take a short rest before pressing on? I guess Ava would maybe we take a short rest here to just kind of like we dig the graves and then we just kind of sit and just like process this before moving on.
Yeah,
and take a
yeah,
short
I
yeah.
rest.
think like Grammy sits against like a rock wall with an arrow and like tries to see if she can sculpt like something with it, like experiments, and then she like frustrated just puts it down, looks at Ava. What name did you give me again?
Which time? I've given you two now.
The first, not the fake orc-ish, not the intimidating one.
Bree.
Why Bree? What does it mean?
I don't remember, but it's something to do with water.
Okay, cool.
That was out of character. Ava tells you what it means. It's something to do with water. I don't remember what though.
Yeah, like my question would then be like, what? Like pretty much just why, and whatever. You can talk about that later.
Yeah, I think she just kind of shrugs, and then we like make chit chat about it. We'll be up against the rock.
I go over to Niramore. I've never been a fan of cold food though, so generally you want to get them when they're asleep, all tucked up nice and warm. And I just walk off.
I'm not even going to ask if that helps, or I'm sure there's like a quirked eyebrow and.
It'd be like he thinks this is genuine advice, and it would just, I feel, give Niramore the kind of.
You know what? I like to sneak up on my enemies when they're asleep. That's the best time. Or poison. Poison's always good.
Don't give them a reason to get revenge. It's not very nice. Kill them before they can kill you, and then just walks off. You probably get the feeling that Varys is just like, not like maliciously, but just kind of like cold-bloodedly just killed people that he doesn't like in their sleep.
Okay.
Not maliciously.
Of course not, no.
It's more of a, if you think someone's going to stab you in the back, get them first. Kind of feel that you get from it.
Mm.
Oh, and at some point I would just and pull out the potion, like potions of fire resistance, and just give one to Ava. Here, this should help. Well, if you get burnt again, just try to drink this beforehand.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Varys!
Did you see what? While you're holding up the potion and waving at Varys, I say, did you see what that jar of sand does?
No, not sure yet. Can I identify it or do like something to find out during my short rest? During
Yes,
which
you
I am
focus on
also
it.
apparently treating Ava.
I mean, barely. I only needed to roll one hit die and then I'm fine.
All right.
Yes, so you identify it, Grammy, as dust of sneezing and choking.
Wow.
Yes, can be thrown in the face of a creature.
Perfect.
You and each creature that needs to breathe within 30 feet of you. So actually, it gets used on yourself. You throw it into the air, and then anything that fails is incapacitated and suffering.
Oh, wow.
It seems pretty dangerous for something that, needs to breathe for someone. I suppose that wouldn't be the case with Niles, as it were.
He did mention breathing, though, which I thought was strange. Maybe it was optional.
I wonder what it would do if thrown into the mouth of a dragon.
My thought was that the next time I get a skeletal helper, perhaps we could set one off like a bomb at some point.
Oh. Now that is a good
I just kind
idea.
of raise my eyebrows at you. Like, yeah.
During this whole, I don't want to call it fight with the dragon. Like, all I was thinking is just how to protect, Varys, you, Nira.
What happened? How did you end up down there? I thought you were escaping with Varys.
Well, I may have made myself a distraction, so Varys and Nira could escape.
Narrow my eyes. Think back to the axe. Like, wait, where did you get that axe from? Very pointed look at Grammy. I'm very insightful.
Well, so, the dragon, I breathed. I don't remember if he actually breathed on Varys, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, he just burned Varys pretty badly, and I did the first thing that came to my mind and just tried to get it away from him by running into its hoard and grabbing the first thing that was there and then running off.
Honestly, I am completely flabbergasted that any of us made it out of there alive.
I need to ask you something. How am I alive now? Why? I thought I was dead.
Well, the
It's going
dragon
to
breathed on
die.
you when you were in the bottom of the cavern.
I remember that bit very vividly.
And Varys was climbing up the side of it with Neramore on his back as a spider. And the dragon stopped them, demanded tribute. And I must say, Varys is quite impressive at groveling.
You see this like flat look on my face, and just like, I wish I
He's
could
quite
have seen
obsequious
that.
when he wants to be.
I wish I could have seen that at least once.
Well, there's still time, and I clap you on the shoulder. I'm sure that this will not be the last entity to demand some sort of favor from us for our lives.
Oh, I hope it is.
I mean, it would be nice, but I mean, consider the position we're in. I'm glad you didn't die. Try to make a habit of that, not dying. It's not.
Right. Mira, I like wave another potion at you.
Oh, that reminds me. And I walk over and I hand you back the potion you put in my hand.
Thank you. Here, this is probably more helpful. You know, with my blood, I am somewhat resistant to fire. At least it doesn't hurt as much as it seems other people. But
Thank you.
this should help if you ever need that property. I don't know how to say it.
I'm sure it will come in handy.
Yeah. What?
And then Niramor's going to go and sit on this rock.
Okie doke, so I'm going to move you guys to the map of Schult.
Schult?
Ooh, it's been a couple of sessions since you saw it.
Is anybody else
So you're-
rolling hit dice, by the way?
Yeah, you're getting the benefits of a short rest, so you can roll as many hit dice as you like.
Yes, you can also, if you allow me to treat you and set your bones, then you are going to get +3 total, and you can reroll once.
Oh.
Oh no! His bones! They went out!
Hold on, let's say
Not the bones.
1d4. What?
What is that? What is
Oh,
that?
there was something odd with your character sheet before. Hold on, let me have a look.
Oh no! If you go to hit dice, you can change the hit dice.
Yeah, and it keeps
What should it
defaulting
be
back to
on it?
D4 for some reason, and it shouldn't be a D6 anyway. What's Paladin?
D10.
1d10.
Okay, try it now, Jelly.
Da, 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 da. Hello.
I have no idea why.
Oh, there we go.
There
Yeah,
Oh,
go.
and
you
you could
can-
reroll that. That's good.
I think it's just because it's new.
But yeah, you can reroll all once, and you get +3 total.
So what does that mean? Sorry.
So you get 11 from that first one, and then you
Okay.
can still roll another if you don't have max HP yet.
No. Okay. So
I mean,
Nice. So
so
it'll be a total of 22 on 2 hit dice.
okay.
Do you know what? I find you get more value out of your hit dice by having less
Yes.
constitution.
yes, 22.
That's exactly my hit point maximum.
That's what happened with me. I rolled a 9 at +3, and I got up to 45, which is right where I need to be.
I like that feature. It's so useful in such a simple way that it is entirely out of combat.
Yeah.
Oh, I keep forgetting that I can use spell slots to heal when I'm in animal form. God damn.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
That's like a bonus action.
yeah,
Bonus action,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get a D8 health back. God
That's a
damn.
really good feature. That. So on your way down to Wormheart Mine, you guys were hustling. A lot of the journey time, you were going higher speed, which gives you a penalty to perception. That moves you. Well, if it succeeds, that I think there's a roll. I'll just find the exact rules on it. But are you going to move normal speed, or are you going to keep moving fast speed?
So our fast speed was just across the Valley of Lost Honor because we didn't like the feeling of being out in the open.
Okay.
But since I feel like the path that we're gonna take is probably just gonna be like along
Yeah.
this, we can go
Along
towards
the side,
Omu.
pretty much.
Yeah, we don't really need to go back north. We can just
Yeah.
basically go.
Yeah, I'm
Straight.
legit happy to go in a straight line to Umu.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think we'll just go normal speed unless something happens where we feel like we need to go double.
Okay.
Also, I'm dragging along the canoe because I don't have a.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm looking around for skeletons along the way.
Oh well, perfect. But I think there will be a con save at the end of today because you'll spend the whole day dragging the canoe. So it's.
Can I
yeah,
get Nearmore to help me, and then maybe?
There
I
were
can-
just a bunch of dead bodies that we made. Sorry, found.
Yeah, but
that were
here's
already
the
there.
here's the thing. I thought about that, but I don't know that Nearmore would appreciate seeing a zombie of one of her previous friends.
No.
If you cut its face off, though, it won't look like them
Oh
anymore.
god.
This is all in character, by
I
the way.
sneak back after everyone's gone, dig someone up, chop their head off. Oh, look who I found!
I recognize those ribs. So Niramor, would you help carrying the canoe?
Of course I will.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll do that later. But there's going to be then a con save from both of you. So
Oh, if
remind me.
I
can
assume
we
like
make it with
lower
advantage
DC.
since we're helping, or is it like lower DC or something? Or
Yeah, it would be with advantage.
okay, cool.
Remember how accident prone I am, though.
We'll do our best.
So yeah, the weather is steady mist. Are you heading southeast or northeast?
Let's go north.
Okay.
So it's quite a smooth day's traveling. Yeah, I assume that Varys reassumes his position as the spearhead of the party, cutting through. There's a bit of foliage, but I guess it's mostly like bare. So you're kind of picking actually through these like stalactites, like rocky protrusions. And it's not the easiest navigation. Like you can't really use the sun because there's a lot of there's not much visibility. You pretty much don't see the sun all day, but Varys knows what he's doing. So yeah, you're heading in the right direction, and you're not interrupted until right at the end of your day's travel. It's just beginning to get dark, and you're just starting to maybe discuss like, oh yeah, we should set up camp quite soon. And you see like a small creature. Now I'm thinking that you would stop like once you see this, which is probably like say 60 feet back. So from where you are, it's quite hard to tell much more. There's like just a small, seems very low to the ground, and yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing anything right now. What do you do?
What kind of creature?
I pointed out. It's be like, what is that?
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, you can. So if you're staying 60 feet back, you can
Yeah.
make a check from here. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, you can't tell. It
I
seems
have no fucking idea.
Will I do a perception?
That's the first time I've heard you
like.
swear today.
Bloop. Right.
Yes, same. Yeah, hard to say. There's a creature there for sure.
Yeah. I pick up a stick from the ground and give it to Grammy and go and poke it.
I give you just a stare.
That doesn't seem very wise.
Near more. Don't poke it.
No.
God damn it.
Well, there's only one of them that we can see. It doesn't seem like it's doing anything. We could try to get its attention, or we could go around it if we're really worried. I feel like it's nothing.
I'm going to
Break
cast
this stick.
dancing lights around it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you make it appear as? Torches, lanterns, glowing orbs.
Just like glowing orbs, just like bobbing up and down around it, like in a like a square. So that if it's like an
Okay.
animal, it's gonna go for one. I think it's like little kind of fairies or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think light was the issue. It's just distance. Not being able to make out with precision exactly what this thing was. But you do notice when you do this that it doesn't move. It doesn't seem to flinch or start running away or growling. You don't hear anything.
I try to irritate it with the dancing lights.
I think it might be dead. I start walking up towards it.
Okay. So as you get closer,
Mhm.
there's no reaction from this thing. There's no nothing attacks you. It doesn't move towards you. So I think eventually you get close enough to get a more precise look at it.
Mhm.
So I'll tell you the very basic, and then you can anybody can make a roll to discern more about it. But you see a humanoid body from the waist up only.
Mm.
It's like propped up on the ground. Doesn't appear to have any legs, but almost certainly dead.
Mhm. Well, that's not very useful.
Is that the first thing you think of?
How's he going to carry the boat without any legs?
That's my first thought. Yeah.
Oh, I should have brought the legs from the bodies before.
Absolutely.
That's not how that spell works. That's
Eventually,
not
Ava's
how
just
that
going to be carrying around like bones. Like, oh, I've got a femur actually in my backpack. Hold on, and a few shin bones as well.
There's not how
We've
that spell works.
we've got a bugbear barbarian back in the Underdark who carries around a bag of holding full of body parts for the necromancers. He's not here now, so I know that's not useful.
I guess I will. So it's missing its legs. Do I notice anything else about it, or?
Yeah, so that's where the role comes in to like take in the scene. So it could be a perception or investigation, depending on what your technique is.
I think I'm just like looking it over. I'm not like going through his pockets or anything. I'm just like.
I mean, I was going to say I'm going to look through his pockets, but yeah.
Okay, well, you can do your investigation and I can do my perception. We'll see who comes out on top.
Oh, wowzers.
Shit.
Wowzers. Okay. I think it's enough on both fronts. So maybe you use a slightly different technique to discern this. But I think what happens actually is, Ava, you see, so you're just, looking around the room, looking around the area. And yeah, you see like maybe you step behind this thing. It's like a human body that's been severed at the waist. The legs are nowhere to be seen, and there's like a small like blood trail. Like actually, it's kind of inverse in that it's a little bit drier near the body, and then a bit further back, like 30 feet away, there's a little bit more. Like almost this thing was running out of blood as it moved to its present location where it stopped moving. And then yeah, with an investigation of 18, Gramer, you I think you kind of investigation kind of looking for clues in the area. So you maybe look at the wound and notice that there are like dinosaur teeth marks, which you attribute to like a large predator. And actually, you see some like footprints in the in the like small kind of dusty layer above the volcanic rock that is the ground of this area. You see a few footprints like heading away towards the east, enormous footprints of a dinosaur. was somebody looking through this guy's pockets? I guess he's been
Yes.
bitten just above the pockets.
He might
so
have short
actually-
pockets.
I think there's left on him. There's like no legs, but there's like the waistband of some trousers, and then just like the inside bits. You know, the bits that are stitched inside trousers.
Oh my
that are
gosh.
pockets. There's just
There's
a
just-
waistband in the pockets, and that's all that's left.
There's
so
just a-
you.
Huge pile of dung next to the body with a mobile phone ringing in the center of it.
So, Grammy, you do find a folded up document inside the pocket, and if you spend a moment to have a look at it, it is a Flaming Fist charter. Now, actually, to the players, maybe if you've got incredible memories, that might ring a bell. But to the characters, I think this didn't ever happen to you. I don't think you've run into Flaming Fists with these characters. I think this was the others.
It was Lily and Dekek and Dusk and Kazura.
Yeah. So
I
this
mean-
it's a
I mean,
it's a go on,
I
go ahead.
could have technically on the Sword Coast, but let's just say no.
Yeah. Well, this is a Chult specific.
Okay.
So it's possible though that when you were in Port Nyanzaru, somebody might have mentioned it, but it says on it what it is. So it's a Flaming Fist Charter of Exploration. So it says something pompous like, with the power vested in me by the great lords of the houses of Faerun, I hereby grant the bearer, Lord Onovan IV of the Dales, permission to explore the jungles of Chult upon the condition that any valuables or information that he finds therein upon, he shall return to me at Fort Belluarian. Signed, Liara Portier.
Do you think this is the daughter of Sydney Portier?
Who is? Never mind.
Does that name sound familiar or no?
I think, given your background, you could make a history check. It would be quite difficult.
What I wanted to know is that the guy that the merchant prince lady wanted us to kill?
No.
Okay.
Huh.
That's all I want to know.
Okay.
I will probably just show it to Nira and just ask, you've heard of this?
No. Name doesn't ring any bells with me.
Still, I feel like it could be useful. Just,
Definitely one to keep hold of.
yeah.
Did you find something, Grammy?
Yeah, look at this. This seems to be a charter of exploration with some pompous asshole's signature.
Nice.
As if he has dominion over all of Chult. I'm just roll my eyes and hand it back to you.
Well, still, I'll just, it might be
I'm not
useful.
saying set fire to it or anything.
I kind of expect
Turn
you would
over
have...
all your valuables. Sorry.
Whatever.
Is this him on the ground?
That's the Lord whatever his face of the Dales, probably.
Grammy, you should remember what he looks like, so when you do your little transforming act, you can pose as him in the future. It might get us into the backstage area of some weird bar.
I attempt to like disguise myself using this guy's self as this lord. Is that right?
Yeah, okay.
How do I look?
To discern that you're disguised, the creature can use this action to inspect your appearance. So, Avaris, you can make an investigation check against Screamy's spell save DC if you'd like. It looks spot on. I mean, the only difference is, I think, Varys, you're an astute guy. You're a pretty educated dude. You know a bit of magic. So you notice, actually, and maybe others wouldn't notice this, but you do, that this guy doesn't have any legs, and Grammy does.
Yeah. I say exactly that. He's a little bit shorter than you are, which is peculiar because you're already very short. Very good.
Thank you. Hey, Ava. Does this look right to you? Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Ava, it's very, very convincing. I guess Grammy has needed to take some artistic license with like what this guy was wearing. You know, she.
I was
assume-
muted. I was talking. I was muted.
Oh, right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, it's slightly off. Why is it slightly off? Oh, it's because he's dead and you're not.
I
We could
would
fix
like
that. We are in the middle of the desert.
No, good choice. Good choice to not have the sunken in eyes and all of the rotten flesh. Good. I approve.
I look at Nira and just like ask, am I with two psychopaths in this group?
How
Great.
dare you? Also 3.
Right. Okay, well,
Please, sociopath.
Get it right.
Yeah, I know it's
Still wish I could
high-functioning
have found his
psychopath.
legs. If I found his legs, then perhaps I could have brought him back. Then he could carry the canoe because this thing is very heavy.
Yes, it is.
But now that Grammy looks like him, she can carry the canoe. I've solved everyone's problems again. No need to thank me.
hey Varus, how about you turn into an octopus and fucking use your 8 noodly arms to carry a fucking canoe through land?
An octopus is a seafaring creature. Why that wouldn't be useful on land? Who would turn into an octopus on land? Really? And then I'm gonna continue on the way that was.
Also, you've used all your shapeshifts for the day.
But he tries to hide that fact. Yeah.
I get
the whole-
I
oh,
get them
I have
back on a, get them back on a short rest.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Nice.
So he
Okay.
could
Anyway,
help, just won't.
I could help, but I'm not.
It
So
only lasts an hour.
your day's traveling continues. You maybe I mean just a little longer, and then it starts to get really too dark to travel, and you know you need to use the last bit of light to find a good place to camp. So I'm owed 2 Constitution saving throws with advantage.
Crit.
22 crit, perfect. If anything, Ava, you feel better. It's actually the exercise.
It was good exercise. I like to move my
Yeah.
muscles.
You got that kind of pleasant burn from a good workout.
Even
And
if-
there are more con save as well, please. Perfect. Okay, you're both. It's no problem. You're both. You know, you've carried much more heavy.
We've done some good resistance training.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Afterwards, we just kind of share a nod, like, yeah, that was good. We
Hell
did
yeah.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, maybe meantime, Varys is either making a fire or just magicking one up. So, Jelly, at some point, what do we see from Niramor when this camp is being set up? What does
She's
she do next?
looking more and more troubled. Characteristically is not saying very much, but is kind of bumbling around a bit and not quite concentrating on what she's doing, like she's got something else on her mind. And eventually she just sits down, puts her shield and her axe beside her, and puts her head in her hands.
Grammy walks over and like puts her hand on her like back. You all right?
I have to go back. I have to go back to the camp and see if what he said was true. I have to see if my family are dead, you know, the people I fought beside for years. If they're all dead and it's my fault, I don't know what I would do. But if they are alive and he was lying, I need to go back. I need to check.
Oh, wow. Hmm.
It's a long journey to make on your own.
I'll be fine. I've loved spending time and fighting alongside you guys. But I really need, this is something I have to do. I will never be able to forgive myself if I don't know for sure.
I understand. And she really does. Like, I get it.
And with that, she stands up.
As you stand, I say,
Right.
whatever you find there, just remember, or try to remember, this is not your fault. It's his, and we put him in the ground for it.
Thank you.
Are you
I need it.
leaving right now?
Yes, I can't go on any further. Like I say, if I get any further, it will take me even longer to get back. I need to know now. I need to know as soon as possible.
Well, and I reach for a vial.
You've got a potion for every occasion. I have something for that, actually.
I've got an app for that.
You know, if you ever need, well, some. Look, just take this. It might save your life. And I give you a golden scorpion fluid, which is 2d4 plus 4 healing.
Nice. She takes it, looks at Graeme and just says, thank you. And then looks at Ava and Varys and says, thank you to both of you, to all of you, for helping me get rid of that evil man. I
You
wish
have paid.
all the luck.
You have already paid it back more in kind with all the help you've given our group. If you find what you're looking for, we'll be in Omu.
Thank you. And with that, she picks up her shield, puts it on her back, picks up her axe, and just walks off, stumbling slightly over her own foot.
Are you casting a spell on her, Varys? Is that what that is?
Yeah, Cat's Grace.
Cat's Grace. You have advantage on dexterity checks. You don't take damage from falling 20 feet. So you feel, unnaturally, abnormally dexterous. And yeah, that's great. So Niramore takes her leave as darkness is falling, like clearly with the intention of traveling all night, after just carrying the boat all day and like not making any complaints about it. Yeah, which is quite the feat of athleticism, and then to just like carry on straight afterwards in this perilous place. Like she's a woman on a mission.
Yeah. I think I just like watch her go for a while. And then I don't even think I say anything. I think I just like watch her walk away. I turn back to the fire.
I scoot over to Varys. And then, like, you probably know that, like, gesture already. So, like, you know, give me a hug.
What about social
Eileen.
distancing?
Whatever.
A magical hug. Use mage hand.
But yeah, I like lean against your shoulder, pretty much.
Ooh.
Let me tell you of our Lord and Savior, Cinderlaw.
So Varys tells a lot of stories. Is that him like starting to construct a new one? like the first telling of the story of the raiding of Wormheart Mine.
Yeah. I obviously he exaggerates the story
Yeah,
massively.
yeah.
Because Grammy was unconscious, so she doesn't know what happened at all. But like it'll be like the walls were in lava and gas, poisonous gas, deadly to mere mortals. But obviously, we are not mere mortals, and our stories shall be told, along with Lord Sidonlaw, looking around as if we're being followed.
I
Kind
heard
of-
that.
kind of in a kind of weird kind of scared that he might be killed by this dragon that's following him, but then also kind of like it's fine, we've got a dragon following us now, so he wants his story to be spread. We're the only ones that know it, so he's going to protect us so that we know that he knows that we're going to spread the story of Cinderlaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that when you're retelling this story, like all of you are like twice as muscular and like
Oh,
2 foot taller
absolutely.
and a bit better
Yeah.
looking.
Hair flowing in the breeze, even though we're
Yeah.
in mine.
Yeah.
It's not like inside the mine, it's outside the mine, and there's a volcano going off in the background. Like the whole of the Cobalt Mountains is covered in lava, like all the forest on fire, like the wind's blowing through everybody's hair. The dragon's actually like 10 times the size.
Yeah.
Oh, and
It's
Miramar
definitely
has
an
her bone
ancient-
wings out because they're badass.
Yeah. Redder than the reddest red times infinity. This dragon.
And it's definitely an ancient dragon in this telling.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I will kill you all if you do not give me the vast sum of one perfect diamond.
So Jelly, we heard Niramor's intention, I think. I guess only time will tell what happens to Niramor, so it's hard to say exactly how things will go, but I guess it would be interesting to hear like what you think her intentions are and like what does she plan to do next? And how would she go about it?
I think if she goes back and discovers that everybody is true and everybody is dead, she would probably just kind of strike out on her own a bit. Just kill anything that she comes across.
So I think him telling you, essentially, there was a mutiny in which he was killed, and then they went off and sought some dark bargain to bring him back, but they left at that point. So he's kind of, I think you can read into it that he, and knowing him as you do with his like fatal weakness of character, he was kind of assuming it was a bit of bravado, being like, this place is nothing without me and everyone will leave and they're all cowards and I was holding them together. I wouldn't say it's like necessarily take him at his word about that.
Yeah, so she'd just sort of search for other people in her I've forgotten what the word is.
From the organization, from the Order
That's
of the
the
Gauntlet.
one. Yeah. And hopefully find some of them to join up with again now that he's out of the picture, so they could probably start doing what they're supposed to do in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of reform the organization with not shitty leadership.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ryan was saying in chat, vengeance. Yeah, because Niramor was an Oath of Vengeance paladin.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your vengeance against him, or was it like against the undead? I can't remember.
It was against the undead.
Yeah, so you're still got your oath to follow of
Yeah.
like, I will stamp out this undead curse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she's still going
Kill
to
everyone.
be badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
continue being badass.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us as a guest.
Oh, thank you.
It was very fun.
Great
Absolutely our
fun.
pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Jelly.
No, thank you. It's been really good.
I really wish I had been able to finish that Niramore art before you left.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. It looks so good.
It's looking really cool, though.
Yeah. So yeah. But no, thank you all for I know I've said it before, but my first game has been very, very, very enjoyable because of you guys. So
Yay.
Are we going to see you again in another game at some point?
Maybe.
I hear that there's a one shot happening on Monday.
There is, yeah. I can't do that one, but
Oh man.
but yeah, no. I
What
definitely
if-
want to, I would definitely want to do more. I've got the bug now. I've
Yay!
Yes!
We've infected you with D&D.
Success!
Perfect. Yes. That is what anyone wants to hear when they play with a new player for the first time. It's like, oh man, I want to play more. And we're like, yes, we did it,
Yeah.
team. We did it.
Yes.
Like, nah,
Successful.
Varus has completely
Literally.
put me off.
Literally like one of us. One of us.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Derek, question for you.
Yes.
Next week, what are we doing?
We're doing a one shot next week, I
Alright.
think.
Next
I
week.
think that's a pretty
side
good place.
story?
Yeah, absolutely. If
You say
that works
one
for you
shot.
guys.
It's not going to be a one shot.
But
Yeah,
yeah, next
we,
week
um,
is going to be exciting. On Monday, we're doing a one shot, just entirely unrelated with Derek as the DM. And then on Friday, for the next however many weeks it takes, I think, right? Is the
Probably
plan?
3. Yeah, it'll probably be about 3 weeks, but yeah,
Alright.
it'll be until it's done.
All right, then
Um,
in that case, we're going to be doing, until it's done on Fridays, a side story with some backup characters, which is going to be awesome.
And I'll be the DM for that. So,
Hell yeah.
So excited.
sorry in advance.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm very inexperienced, but it'll be a good time.
We'll try not to be awful. Too much.
All right.
We're all going to work together to make the game as enjoyable for everybody as possible.
I know.
Exactly.
All right. Speaking of Astani, hey Astani, would you
Hi.
like to talk about yourself for a second?
Sure, I can do that. Hi, everybody. I am Stany. I am a variety streamer and art streamer at my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Astany. Today, I'm going to be finishing What Remains of Edith Finch. It's a ride right now. I don't know what's happening.
I love that game. That's so great.
It's
It
very
gets
good.
better and better.
I don't know what I'm doing afterwards, but we only have about an hour of that left, and then I'm gonna figure out something else to play. But I got a couple of things in the card. Like I'm gonna play like Rhyme or maybe Celeste. Probably
Rhyme
not
is such a pretty game.
Probably not Sleeping Dogs, but maybe Into the Breach. It just depends on what I'm feeling. But we're gonna do something.
Right. So
So
when
yeah,
are
you
you
can-
starting?
It'll be in about a half an hour from now. So 4:30 Eastern. So we'll do What Remains of Edith Finch for like an hour, and then something else.
Okay.
Also, y'all should drop me a follow because I'm like 5 followers away from 1,000. Please go follow me.
I was
do it,
like,
do it,
if
do it,
you
do it, do
didn't mention that, I was going to.
I've been sitting on because okay, so basically what's been happening is like every stream or every 2 streams or something like that, I'll pick up a new follower, but then afterwards someone will unfollow. So I've just been kind of hovering around 995 for like the past month or 2.
Wow. All right. Well, let's make that
So
happen.
go follow me.
Let's
Follow me.
Do it. Anyway, Stany, who do you want to ask next for shoutouts?
Hey Derek, I finished Baldur's Gate 2. When are you going to do that?
Wow. Hey, I'm on a roll of finishing games. Actually, I finished 3 games in the last week because I'm a pro gamer with very good gaming skills and reflexes and whatnot. So I'm going to get back. I've been taking a bit of a break from Baldur's Gate 2. But Sunday, I'm getting back to it. I think I was somewhere near the end, like 3/4 of the way through or something. I'm like 120 hours into that game. So yes, that's on my channel on Sunday afternoon. That's the plan.
I heard it's only like an 8-hour game, you know.
800.
It
Yeah,
took
I'm
me
literally like
96
120.
hours to beat it.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
it's like-
let me boot
it's
up Steam
like-
because I've got to tell you.
Ooh.
I think I did the DLC. Maybe that's why it's taken so long. But also, yeah. Anywho, King Philip X, hello. Would you like to talk about yourself for a moment?
Yeah, go on then. So I used to stream a lot. I don't really do that anymore because the world being in the state that it is can't, because the internet doesn't work at my end. Newcastle internet #rubbish. So I am a musician, and I've been writing a lot of songs on soundcloud.com/further. I wrote a song called "This Is Not the End" the other day, and it sounds a lot like the music from Diablo crossed with the music from 28 Days Later. So if you like that kind of post-apocalyptic feel, you know, I would check me out if I wasn't me, and I am me, and I like my music. So cool. And yes, I get to play D&D with these lovely people every Friday on Snow's channel.
I just decided I'm going to put "This Is Not the End" in the background while we're doing this.
Oh, nice. Did Jelly?
No.
Did you say things at people?
Did I say things at people?
Like, have we? Hello?
Amazing.
Would you like to? If you haven't, would you like to? I think is what
Have you
I'm
ever
trying to say.
tweeted, Jelly? Have you ever posted
I
on
have.
Instagram?
I have tweeted a little bit, and yeah, I've Instagrammed. They're all under Jelly Witch, but not very often. So follow me if you'd like to, but it's not overly interesting. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really stream anymore. But who knows? Who knows? In the future, maybe it will come back.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So I think that's everyone, isn't it? Apart from, I don't know if you stream at all, Snow. I don't think I've ever seen you stream. It's, you know.
You should make a channel, Snow.
You should. You should. You should. You know. You think you'd be good at it.
Thank you. But did you know I already have a channel that I actually streamed this game to?
How did we not know about this?
It's not safe for work channel.
Mind blown.
It isn't actually. Like, it's rated mature for a few reasons. Mostly because I want to be able to swear. God damn it.
He's always got his guns
I
out.
swear on my channel.
Always
Yeah,
got his guns
right.
out on stream.
Well,
Rock and
anyway,
roll.
yeah, I do have a channel indeed. So weekly it's D&D, Tomb of Annihilation, and then the side story on Fridays. Obviously, we're going to be doing the one-shot, hopefully one-shot, on Monday at 6 p.m. CEST. Then I have like a new thing I do on my channel on Tuesdays, which is literally just early stream, chill out, whatever. It is a lot of fun so far. And then, I mean, I still have to finish Soul Level 1 Dark Souls with no pyromancy, and then Divinity Original Sin 2 Solo Honor Mode. It feels like I'm a maniac when I say that, honestly.
You're a glutton for punishment.
All right. Well, in any case, if you're interested in my schedule in particular, the best place to do so is in the Discord to just look that up. And yeah, we'll talk to you next week. And on Monday. We'll talk to you on Monday. Hopefully, have a great weekend, everyone. That's the time when you say bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. See you, everyone.